Warning, the Dub Talk podcast may contain language and content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Also, please know that spoilers for the series Akudama Drive will occur, along with potential spoilers for other anime series. Use caution in case we discuss a series that you haven't finished yet. Finally, the opinions expressed in today's episode are those of the individual participants, and may not reflect the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Andrew, what are you looking at me for? And why are you, what is with that stare? It's very creepy. Why do you have a knife, too? What do you mean I look so pretty in red? I don't, red's not my color. Really, it's blue, but okay. Okay, no. You go outside. We're not doing this today. We are not doing this whole psychopath thing today. You go outside, think about what you've done, okay? Good God. Ugh, dealing with freaking crazies. Lord almighty. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Dub Talk, the podcast where the scums of the earth discuss the latest and the greatest in English dubs. I'm the Akudama known as Swindler, aka Stephanie, and tonight I am joined by my fellow Akudamas. I never gave them titles, but we're just gonna go with it. Brawler Hardy.
Oh, wait, I'm the black dude?
I don't know! I'm making shit up!
I mean, Jamal is right there.
My God, don't make it awkward.
Alright, fine. You want to be Cutthroat?
I'll be Courier, thank you very much.
Okay. Dr. Megan.
Why do I have to be Doctor? Why can't I be Hoodlum?
Because Doctor's the only other female character.
Yeah, but she sucks!
I know!
Do you want to wear a pompadour?
Pompadours are sexy.
And because I now have been corrected, Brawler Jamal.
Hey.
Fuck. Oh, I gotta take my glasses off. Holy shit. Anyway, well, that was a disaster of an opening. Great.
Yeah.
We're rolling with
my
it.
sex life.
Oh, tonight, the four of us are about to commit the biggest crime of them all, discussing the English dub of the massive hit from fall of 2020, Studio Pierrot's Akudama Drive.
I was gonna say, is it the biggest crime of all anime fans liking an English dub?
I mean, we've done that several times at this point.
And that's why we have these sentences!
I know, right?
I'm kidding. Only angry. Yeah, no, the executioners would be sub-furious.
Oh, no! Oh, we're changing the subject real fucking fast.
I'll see you all in hell.
If you have yet to dive into this cyberpunk thriller from much of the creative staff behind the Danganronpa franchise, here's your quick summary. I pulled it from ANN. Unfortunately, for some weird reason, the home video release doesn't have it. I don't know why. Long ago, there was a war between Kanto and Kansai, and the world was split apart. Kansai became a vassal state of Kanto and developed in its own particular way. However, the power of the government and the police is waning, and crime is widespread. These criminals are called Akudama. As these Akudama gather together in one place, their aesthetics will clash and an ordinary girl will get caught up in their world of crime. Lord, this is a long time coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this before Megan hopped into the call. We have been trying to get this episode done for about a year. Basically.
Then shit happened, and then a DVD release happened, and we're like, well, if we want to watch the director's cut, we might as well wait.
Yeah.
And then, Santa's fat ass showed up.
Because we've had different emergency things, we had personal things come up for hosts, we had a change in the host lineup for this episode, actually. We've had tech problems, we've had, again, the home video release with director's cut happening, so that pushed it back more.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Thank you. But, no, like, this is one of those ones where it's like, we have to do it. It's not cursed. This is not a cursed episode. We will make sure
unlike
it's not.
Rewrite Derrida, this is actually coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Huzzah! But yes, I'm so excited about this one.
Patreons, take a hint.
Don't you give them ideas.
Oh,
Don't
come
you
on,
give
it could be worse.
You're saying that considering we know one of the Patreons will send us her shit.
Look, don't make that man fall die for ideas, please.
Exactly.
We need to just insert a video of Josh here going,
Like, we love you, Crimson.
I love
Anyway.
you, Josh.
Anyway, as always, we're going to be going through the show from start to finish, talking about the casting, staffing, and performances from the English dub. Buckle up, folks, because it's about to get crazy. Oh boy, is
Dub
it.
Talk is not liable for any loss of life or limb.
Speaking
property.
of lost,
Or property.
speaking of the catastrophic destruction of the world, can I say one thing before? Can we talk about the major spoiler in the room?
What?
So, we know this is from the creators of Danganronpa, right?
Mm.
I'm about to pull a King's game on this, so massive spoilers right off the bat. Cause I have to shout this because it's me. Everybody fucking dies!
Well, there you have
yeah,
it, folks. Good night.
Well, except 2 people, but
They
Point
can't
still
die,
stands.
and that's also a spoiler.
okay, 4
Spoilers.
people. I forgot about them.
Oh,
I mean,
forgot a couple others.
those
Okay.
2 are dead inside.
They're dead. Basically. But yeah, so not really anybody escapes this unscathed. So
We have the disclaimer up front of the episode, but for a reason, people.
yeah, we're just gonna throw that out there. That's why I also said. That's why I also went and said, "Spoiler warning: everyone fucking dies." I'm pulling a King's game right now. Everybody fucking dies. God, it's a repeat. Anyway,
You're dead. You're dead.
you get death.
Dead.
You get a death. And you get a death. You
Everybody
get
here
a
gets
death.
death.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
you.
unfortunately.
Screw you. You're cool.
Screw you. Get in the van.
Fuck.
No, get
Fuck
on the
you,
motorbike.
Fuck you.
Oh my god. But anyway, Lord, I had to address the spoiler in the room. So nobody really survives. Everything goes to shit. Society comes crashing down. This show is fucking bug nuts.
There's a motorcycle with a railgun.
Cause why not?
Spider bike. Spider bike.
Spider bike. If you think
Does
spider,
whatever a spider bike does.
if you don't think spider bike is cool, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Let's just dive right into this. There's quite a bit to cover, yet it's also very simple to cover, thank God. This is probably one of the more simpler castings and cast lists that we've ever dealt with in recent memory. Knocks on wood, I heard that. Anyway, so starting off, of course, we have our ADR staff. We have the ADR director, the assistant ADR director, and our team of scriptwriters. Now, this little fun joint is a Funimation licensed show with a dub produced thanks to the awesome folks at Coach's Sound. So, you know what that means. Our ADR director is one Miss Brittany Lotta, who has directed series such as Angels of Death, The Morose Mononokean, and Legend of the Galactic Heroes Denoi Tese. She is assisted by Matt Shipman, who has also worked as assistant ADR director for series such as I No Kusabi, Ensemble Stars, and Rio Rainbow Gate. And as for our team of scriptwriters, both Brittany and Matt serve as additional scriptwriters. Brittany for episodes 4 and 5, and Matt for episodes 4, 5, 8, and 12. Writing credits for Brittany include Juden-chan, Legend of Galactic Heroes, where she acted as the script supervisor, and Ladies vs. Butlers, where she did additional script editing. For Matt, he has done script work for Ace Attorney Season 2, Hensky, and Mix Meisei Story. However, the majority of this series is written by Clayton Browning, who has written for other series such as Arte, No Guns Life, and SS Gridman. I would like to go round robin style this evening, if you will indulge me. How do we want to kick this off? What are our thoughts on the directing and the writing of this show? Because holy shit, this show is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I think this is one of those ones where I think it became like a really fun sleeper hit, if I remember right, from the fall season.
Yeah.
Like, holy mother of God.
I'll start us off if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I think that the direction on this show is nothing short of spectacular, considering it came out at the time it did during the pandemic.
Right.
They could have easily gone with a very, very tried and true cast of characters. But no, they went the extra mile and they pulled in actors from who weren't at the time really known for being in Funimation dubs. They went out of their way to bring in actors from LA, to bring in actors from Texas. I think even some of them from New York. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not only that, but it's a good mix of both brand new talent and tried and true talent. But the main roles were more brand new, and sort of the secondary and ancillary characters have some of the more well-made notes. This dub is, in my opinion, this is what happens when you take a very, very, very experimental approach and everything comes together just as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the direction is great. As far as the script writing is concerned, I just love their banter between the 7 of them, and
Yes.
and between their banter back and forth with the executioners or they're fighting them, and just when they have their big individual speeches. I think Swindler's speech at the end of episode 11, and then Doctor's big Final Fantasy villain speech at episode 8, I believe.
8. Okay, I was like, 10? Or okay.
Yeah. No, I think all around, everything is just a really, really solid, cohesive experience. And I'll get back to this in final thoughts, but I would just want to say I am very impressed with how everything came out.
No, yeah, because this is a very, the show itself is very stylized, and it takes a good amount of, tropes from, well-known movies, to the point where basically every single episode of the show is, in some form of fashion, titled after a film, and also in some ways an homage to certain films. So it's very interesting how on the Japanese side it was taken from that, but also on the adaptation front with the script writing and even the direction, how that's also incorporated so those pieces aren't lost in the shuffle, because there's a lot that happens in this show. And I love, oh my god, I love this so much. And if I'm correct, I believe this is the first show Funimation outsourced to Kocha, ever since they started outsourcing some things more often to the sound cadences, to more Okatrons, to NYV posts on occasion. I think this was the first outsourced to Kocha, if I'm correct.
I think it is.
So for this to be the big thing for them, kudos, 100%. Oh, I love it. I do. It's just so exciting. Also, there are some fun, clever little lines throughout that I wrote down.
I guess you're going next, Steph.
Well, I'm saying I said round robin, so however we want to fucking go. I'm not setting an order. You can just add comments however you want. I don't care. Round robin style. Though, I think some of the funniest dialogue would come from a mix of Brawler and Hoodlum.
Oh yeah, those two together are the fucking funniest shit in the world.
They're the greatest shit. Especially Brawler, because Brawler is more brawn than brain.
Yep.
Brawler is fight sexual. He is sexually attracted to fighting. Only fighting.
Right. For instance, in episode fucking 2, when they're trying to flag down one of those blimp bus things.
Yeah.
And Brawler's like, fuck this shit. He goes launching himself, goes over to it. He breaks in. He does the A moment that Jamal referenced earlier. But he's like, how do I drive this thing? And then Hacker's just like, alright, you dumbass. He hacks it. He breaks over. He's like, never mind. I figured it out.
Brawler went yeet.
Brawler go yeet.
Yeah. That him breaking the glass with his face is a sort of a reference to Terminator 2.
Yes. Yep.
I may have a background in film studies. I watched the show in a day while I was at work.
I rewatched this in the span of 2 days. Also, I think this was another fun I think this was a Brawler line from, like, episode 5. Expo! Really rolls off the tongue. Expo!
My favorite moment in the episode where they learn about what's actually going on with the brother and the sister.
Yeah.
Is just when he tells Doctor to stop bullying the children.
Yeah.
Gave me such vibes of, okay, has anybody here ever seen Community before?
That's one I missed, actually.
I have not.
Okay, one, you should watch the first 4 seasons of Community. They're fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
2, there is a part where they're talking and the character Britta goes, I can excuse the racism, but I draw the line at animal abuse.
I was thinking about
Yeah,
that.
Brawler has
And
something
Shirley goes, you can excuse the racism? And my only thought of that scene was, I can excuse the murder, but I draw the line at bullying.
No, yeah.
So I guess I'll go ahead with my thoughts, because I am talking my ass off here. I will admit, I think I'm a little bit more mixed on the show compared to everybody else. I think the show is really good. There's some thematic elements that lost me in the middle of it. But if I'm talking about just the dub and only the dub,
Right.
I think that this is the dub for me was the best part of watching the show. I thought it was fantastically put together. I thought that the use of certain actors in this was top notch, and that's going outside of the 3 main the 7 Akudama.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that one of the best. This show has one of the most underrated performances I've heard, because I've heard absolutely nobody talking about it. I think the writing on this was able to strike the balance between being true to the story and getting its themes across, while also being able to punch things up in the right way. Nothing felt like it was out of place for this. And I think the thing I appreciate about the casting of the main characters so much is that I genuinely felt like when those people liked each other, they would 100% go through with this stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it helps because if you know anything about this cast, they were people who I don't want to say necessarily that they all know each other, but they had a connection together outside of this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Among Us streams, they really connected.
yes, they did streams of Among Us, and that really, like I said, it helped to me.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think I'm all good. I think I'm all good until we start talking about the actual characters.
Okay. Any other comments or anything? I think Jamal, I
Yeah.
don't know if you had anything.
I haven't gone yet. So
Yeah.
basically, with this entire show is like one giant love letter to movie tropes, while keeping its own story original. Though there is one of my least.
Oh, for me, I didn't see. If I can interject, I actually never really thought of the movie references outside of the name titles. I actually was super into this because of the politics that it was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Also, I think I realized why you mixed on the show. It occurred to me what movie it kind of reminds me of, but when we get to that, we'll get to that. But yeah, there's like movie references, not just with the titles, but also the actions in the show itself. And of course the Among Us references, because I remember the one episode, Brawler's actor says, I hate it here. That's like a constant thing he did in Among Us streams, but...
Oh, You're Gonna Learn That was the one that I always thought of, which was from episode 1. That's one of the ones from the stream.
Oh, yeah.
boy.
I know which one
That'll
you
learn
mean.
ya.
Yeah, that'll
That'll
learn.
learn you. That's
ya.
what it is. That'll learn
Yeah.
you.
That'll learn you.
Hi, Maddie. Yeah, which is another thing too with the casting, because also, hold on, what the hell is going this? Because outside of the 7 Akudama, of course, most of them being from the Among Us streams,
Mm-hmm.
I also like the approach they took with like some of the Waller casting as well, because in one episode you have the Stimmick brothers delivering
Yeah.
Bob to the gang. Ben Barbaceda, he not only gets a scalpel in his stuck in his pelted into his forehead, he also gets his head blown off in the same episode.
Oh yeah.
Rip.
Rip.
Rest in piss.
Maddie Morris played every security drone, which is kind of funny when you hear the last episode is the executioner, because you hear 1 second is the executioner, another second is the drone. I thought it was pretty cool. There's a lot of pretty cool stuff in there.
Okay, I know we're not talking about her, but who the fuck played the blonde-haired executioner that got the kill shot?
I think that was Kristen McGuire, yeah.
It was Kristen.
Shut the fuck up.
Nope, that was Kristen.
That was Kristen, and her partner, of course, is Clifford Chapin.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Not joking.
We're not kidding
not
you.
Joking.
We're not kidding you.
Nope. Wish I could make that up. It's a fact.
Fuck off. Not to Kristen or Cliff,
but to us apparently.
I'll send you. I'll send you the tweet later. But yeah,
I'm not gonna say I don't believe you. I'm also just, like I said, I'm very tired.
Also, can I just say there was some fun, like, minor role casting choices that were made throughout the course of this.
Yeah,
so,
very.
They're like we're not covering all of them, but like you had Mike Pollock as the police chief in episode 1, with Griffin Puatu taking over after that as the other police chief. But obviously the biggest fucking surprise,
Griff the quad Puatu.
Yeah, obviously the biggest fucking surprise out of nowhere came from fucking it was episode 8?
7.
Where
Oh, you mean with the headmaster?
Yes. That was 7, right?
Yeah. City of Lost Children.
So, yeah. You right. So, I don't know how y'all did it, but, thank you for getting Dan Green to pop in here for no fucking reason.
Wait, what the hell?
That was Dan Green!
Shut the fuck up.
No, we're not kidding you.
That was Dan Green!
I didn't even know. God damn it, I didn't even notice.
Like, you, like... Unless you knew ahead of time, or if you saw, like, tweets of the casting.
Nothing like him!
Exactly. And because of all of the, like, bits of audio robotic, like, distortion that were added to it as well, you can't really tell unless you, like,
let them turn clones into smoothies!
Right. We're just blowing Megan's mind right now. This is great.
I'm gonna play pot of clone. I'm gonna play polymerization. It lets me fuse 2 creatures into another creature.
Fuck.
Okay, then.
I'm not wrong. They were playing polymerization.
They were.
I mean, it was a little genie pool, but still. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus
I was gonna say,
Christ.
wait, is it polymerization or were they using a fusion gate?
It kind of does the same
Jamal's
thing.
like, shut the fuck up, Megan.
Yeah, pretty much.
A wizard did it.
A wizard did it.
No, this is sci-fi. It's an AI did it, or aliens did it. There.
No. Wouldn't you say it was a magician, a dark magician? I will see myself out.
I'm gonna tell Andrew that you're not allowed to have sex tonight.
But I don't want it. I gotta work tomorrow. I got my new job tomorrow, bitch.
No victory sex tomorrow.
Listen, if anyone's gonna be disappointed with that, it will be him.
Okay, then, can we get back on track, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, get back on track. Unlike that Shigekazu said the last episode.
Hey!
Bam!
But yeah, I like the little Easter eggs and stuff, and little neat touches to the script. 'Cause I remember, you have Bryce Papenbrook saying "No can do" after watching his friend get stabbed with the edge of a can opener.
Yup.
I thought, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that fucking dude earned that.
He did, yeah.
Shit.
He did, and then
don't rape children.
And then Bryce got his mind blown that after that, quite literally, of course. But anyway, there wasn't really anything that like stood out as negative with the script. Everybody did a very good job with the script. Clayton did the majority of this. He did very well. Brittany and Matt had this Herculean task of not only directing the main cast, but the entire amounts of water and recording from home too.
Yes, because they also, both of them at different points served as the ADR engineers as well.
Yes,
so
yeah.
They had their hands all over this.
Not only that, but Brittany should also be lauded for her efforts as well, because if I recall, the last 3 episodes they had trouble with because they were dealing with power outages during a winter storm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right, because that was around the time where fucking Texas got snowed out.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. You right.
I mean, that was crazy, but damn, I applauded for that. I love that. Holy
2020
shit.
was a thing that existed, and there was a lot of fucking shit that happened. Holy hell.
You remember that in early 2021, we all made jokes about Bernie Sanders sitting outside in the cold? Yeah, that was a fucking thing. Remember fucking Bean Dad?
Oh, God.
You want to know what hilarious was happened? I was doing like my top 5 anime of the year thing, and somebody was like, "Wait a second, I thought Heaven's design team was in fall of 2020," and I was like, "Nope, that show aired in winter," and they're like, "Fuck off."
Anyway,
So we ready to get this caper started?
But I say, anything else anyone wants to add about the writing and directing? Because I was like, all I know is like A+, love it, great. Anything else?
It's freaking
Are you
lightning
ready
in
to
a
move
bottle.
on
That's all I'm saying.
Like, oh yeah, or a railgun in a bottle. Oh. Anyway, let's move on to our first set of characters, or should I say our first set of mascots? Probably, maybe. Exposition dump. I don't fucking know. We're talking about Bunny and Shark. Propaganda. There it is. Bunny and Shark, boys and girls. So Bunny and Shark are these like cartoonish, cutout puppetry kind of thing, and they are part of an educational show that airs in Kansai like 23 hours a day.
Yes. Educational with
23 times a day.
quotation marks.
23 times a day. That's the wording that was used, I believe. Yes, education with quotations, like Hardy said. But the main purpose, at least for us, the viewer, they serve a lot as exposition dump as to like the background between Kansai and Kanto and all the other pieces, like what the Shinkansen is, the absolute quarantine zone, all this other fun stuff. They're the main exposition for the viewer themselves. Until they get hacked at the end, which is fucking great. Anyway, the individuals voicing these two. As Bunny, we have Michael Kovac, who doesn't have a lot of anime credits as of right now. Aside from Bunny, he's also voiced Letty in Dragon Ghost House Hunting. However, you would also know Michael for his role as Angel Dust in Has Been Hotel.
Oh, that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As for Shark, we
The
have
former voice of him.
Ah, okay,
Yep.
I did not know this. Did not know this. As for Shark, we have Sungwon Cho, who has voiced characters such as Hyodo in Agretsuko, Master Lord Majesty in Radiant, and what? Did I have him as a background in Garo Vanishing Line? What happened here?
Yeah, he was one of
Yeah.
he was one of the computer voices.
Yeah, the Eldonet voices. I believe he did the Korean voice. It was a
He
whole
does.
thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay, he's not. Okay, that's why. It was. I have it listed as a background role for. But there's been more announced later. He's because I originally wrote this up months ago. He's also Cat Viper in One Piece. Let's throw that one in there as well.
You might
He does lots
also
of cats.
know. You might also know by his online handle Pro CD.
Yes.
Where he
course.
does covers of Japanese music is Goofy.
Bakamitai is the best one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't decide.
he
I can't
also-
decide whether I want him to do the real folk blues or Snow Halation next.
Oh, he's already done Snow Halation.
Oh, he is? As Goofy?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
was the first one he did.
Oh, nice. I need to go back and listen to that.
You know what? I'm just gonna get you the link now. Well,
While we're doing this, okay, so Bunny and Shark, Michael and Sungwon Cho. Again, they really only serve mostly as the exposition, but they are very fun. Like, they're these fun cartoony voices that are just like, "Hiya, kids!" Like, it's like a Goofy. "Oh, yuck, hiya, kids!"
Oh, you kids.
Hiya, kids!
You?
We're gonna get our asses in trouble.
I'm
so
sorry.
much.
I looked up the Pro CD thing of him singing Snow Halation, and I forgot he photoshopped Goofy onto all the girls.
Oh god. Oh! 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 Oh!
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm good.
Are you you sure you're good, Jamal?
Like I told you, it's been something going around lately. Like,
oh, you were sneezing. Okay, I was like, I thought you were dying.
That was not a sneeze.
Oh, I'm confused.
It was a cough. It was a cough.
Okay. It sounded like either a sneeze or you were just like falling out of your chair. I don't know what to make of this now. God, long as you're okay. Anyway, so back to Bunny and Shark. So cartoons abound happen. However, I'm gonna give at least Michael some props. Bunny has a couple of moments where he kind of gets very dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, where the propaganda mask is slipping.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what these two are. They're state-sanctioned propaganda from Kansai. Yep. Because they tell you about the Great War, which was I'm pretty sure it was one side dropping a nuke on the other, and the one side decided to, upload their brains to Skynet. Have you ever seen History of the Entire World? I guess you can download a brain. That's the part that fucking lost me in this show. That's the part that fucking lost me, was the whole, like,
at
the
least...
kids, like, I'm sorry, like, the whole, we blended a bunch of clones into a clone smoothie to make the perfect two clones to upload Skynet into their body was just where it was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna, like, I've had a good discussion with some people of what it's a metaphor for and what it means. I'm just like, it's like, I understand that's your reads, and I kind of agree with them on some level. Yeah. I still don't fucking get it, and I don't know how much I think it was well executed.
Well,
but, like,
sure. But at least to the Dub's credit, Hacker got to have a fun zinger regarding that, actually.
Yeah.
You wouldn't upload your brain. You wouldn't download a brain.
Like, this is the weirdest, this is like the stupid stereotypical sci-fi.
I'm not gonna lie,
Hacker
though.
has an actual line about it.
I'm not gonna lie, though. Hacker's death was fucking stupid.
A little bit.
His death was by far the dumbest death in the show.
It was it, though?
Yes, actually, I thought it was kind of dumb. It was dumb and kind of weird. That's my, like, most disliked part of the show.
Kind of weird, kind of weird, yes. Dumb, maybe.
I'm not a huge fan of what... I'm not very much a huge fan of how Hacker... I think Hacker got done dirty, but whatever.
Hacker did get done dirty. I will agree with you on that one.
A lot of people got done dirty.
I'm not talking about in terms of, like, how they actually died in the show. I'm talking about, like, the above level writing and how they were utilized.
Right, yeah, because in Hacker's case, like, he leaves, like, not even
halfway. We'll talk about that when we get more to Hacker and his performance.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, Bunny and Shark.
I really like Michael in Sun One's performance. There was, at least in Sun One's thing, where, like, I could tell he sounded like he was dying a little inside. And I don't mean that as a negative. I mean, it sounds like a guy who has had to do the same, like... Sorry for bringing politics into this. It sounds like the same guy who's had to play MAGA Elmo for decades on end.
Oh, no. Okay. Wow.
Where, like...
That's an extreme, but it makes sense.
That's the only way I can describe it, Stephanie.
I know.
They're literally making propaganda about how the gods in Kanto are going to give them a great life and how the gods of Kanto are so good when the gods of Kanto are literally a fucking box in space.
Not even
There's no goddamn moon, Stephanie!
It's an illusion!
The moon is a lie.
Sorry, kids!
The moon's a lie, just like...
The moon was in fact made of cheese.
The moon is a lie, just like the lie my biological dad told me when he went out to go get cigarettes.
Oh, no!
At least we know the moon's not haunted no more.
Yeah, at least that NASA employee can come back. And now we can learn about everything from NFA to NFT.
Oh, God.
Which we all hate. Yep. So does Charlton Heston, the musical.
Anyway.
But no, and then Michael has this weird kind of cutesy upstarty thing. And the thing is that I can never tell which one of them is supposed to be the dumb one in the conversation. Which I think works really, really well as a propaganda tool. And how it really plays to their performances, because you can't always tell which one is the smart one and which one's the dumb one. At the end of the day, you're entertained because, haha, they say funny. I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Oh shit.
JFK from Clone High is sitting in front of Shark and Bunny and clapping. And now that I have, officially pissed off the grave of the Kennedys, I'm gonna hand it over.
All right. Anything else to add? I will say, to give Michael some props. Like Bunny is the one out of the two that has those moments where like facade drops, like the propaganda bus kind of comes in a little bit, and it's just like it's the Bunny voice, but it's kind of like more softer and kind of menacing, and I like that a lot, honestly. Any other thoughts, boys? Anything else to throw in?
Mike does a good Tom Kenny impression. If you don't know who Tom Kenny is, he's the voice of SpongeBob.
Oh boy, yep, that makes sense.
Pro CD was good as the Shark. Honestly, I couldn't tell like who was who at first, so I looked it up. Yeah, but like Megan said, you couldn't tell which one was Dub either, so that. And I didn't really think too much about it, so that kind of worked out very well. I mean, yeah, they're definitely noticeable, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really bother you too much or anything, because like, they have a sole purpose, which is just exposition dump, especially when you get to the end, the whole thing unravels. So.
Oh, yeah. And then they get their asses hacked by Hacker, and that's great.
Yeah. Now, this was a show that I know we don't really do predictions anymore, but this was a show that I really liked, and so I went ahead and did some.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Back when I was fan casting the show, I actually thought Bunny was played by a girl. And
okay.
my predictions for Bunny and Shark were Tia Ballard and Josh Greeley, respectively.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Yeah. But as for Michael and Sungwon, yeah, I think that they're definitely cartoony and fun to listen to, and then they definitely serve their role as the sort of propaganda mascots, and thankfully they survived going through the contamination zone. So
yeah, but again, they also got their asses hacked by Hacker at the end. So
right, so yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Either that or Hacker just set up a system or a fake Bunny Shark.
Yeah. And I'm saying this all right now as my Shark and Bunny standees are staring right at me from across
the Shark and Bunny standees.
They're in the
set. I need to go. Okay, I forgot.
Yeah.
My bad. They're in the LE set. I forgot.
Yeah, I set them on top of my Blu-ray player right in front of me, so they're sitting there staring at me as I say this. So,
oh hell yeah,
it's kind of creepy.
Shit. Oh shit. Oh no, Andrew's come out. He's gonna go get the standee out of the box, I think.
Oh boy.
Because he heard me. Any other additional things to say about Michael or Sungwon?
Oh yeah, I like how when they end the discussion, the way they transition out from the propaganda screen to the next scene was pretty awesome, actually.
Oh yeah, how they? It's always
TV.
like on a TV or a screen, and then it just sort of pulls out, and it's.
Except for episode 11.
Oh god.
Because that's where it ends.
That is the one exception to that, because that is the point when Swindler and Courier are like basically in the Shinkansen or in the what the heck they call it, the nowhere zone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the decontamination zone.
Right, but they're like in this weird frame of mind thing, and then because Bunny.
Oh yeah,
and Shark...
they're in the decontamination zone thing because they're hallucinating, and that's what happens because that's how you get turned into Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because at that point, Bunny and Shark somehow are now real, and they're not in a TV. So the voice distortion for like a TV programming is not there. The static is not there. They're like actual beings in this hallucination of theirs. But anyway, anything else?
No, that's it.
Yes, no, maybe that's so. Okay. Oh, no.
Time to talk about the good guys.
If we want to get really fucking political now, let's... Oh, boy.
I hope you're ready for Megan to be insufferable.
Yay!
Well, welcome to Fuck the Popo, the anime.
Yeah, this cop says ACAB. This show says ACAB.
Alright.
Matt McConaughey, what are you doing in my podcast? Get out of here.
Matthew McConaughey has entered the chat.
Shoo, go back to doing what the fuck you do in Texas.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about the executioners. So the executioners are essentially the law when the police can't do shit. They are the ones responsible for carrying out the executions of high-ranking Akudama, and in this case are seven who end up S-ranked because Hoodlum and Swindler are very interesting in and of themselves. But we'll talk about
Hoodlum and Swindler are like, this is not my beautiful house.
This is not my house. Swindler especially, she's like, this is not, no, why 500 yen, why?
As the days go by, water flowing underground.
Jesus Christ. So we are going to be talking about 4 executioners in particular that play a moderate to major role in the show. We have the master, we have his pupil, we have the executioner boss, and we have the junior executioner. So, I know. So get used to the weird titles. There's no actual names in this show.
Yeah, and they
No, I'm laughing about...
They explained that actually in episode 6 if you pay close attention. It may seem like it's weird that none of the characters have actual names. There's a reason for that. They're assigned numbers.
For the executioners, yes. I'm just saying in general because you have like Courier, you have Swindler. They don't have, nobody in this show has an actual name. But you are correct. In the case of the executioners, they are known by numbers. Mm-hmm. So background real quick on these characters. We're first introduced to the master and the pupil in episode 2 as they are hunting down our merry band of misfits.
Pupil sucks ass at her job.
For the most part, yes.
Listen, not even Anakin was that shitty of a Jedi.
Anyway, but the 2 of them are the main force that try to track down the Akudama until Master bites it. Because again, everyone fucking dies. So the Master bites it after getting to an altercation with Brawler.
The cage fight of a century. Fuck off. Fuck off, Crunchyroll nominated that against a My Hero fight that happened a year before. Go to hell.
Oh, I thought you were going to say fuck off, Jake Paul.
Him too.
That too.
I mean, yes, that's Jamal, that is never not happening in my life.
Anyway, so after the master dies, pupil gets a new partner in junior. So we have the junior executioner, and they are a team until the end of the show. And then the boss executioner is just the boss of all the executioners. She's the head bitch in charge, even though she's fucking corrupt as shit. Corrupt and power hungry is all fucking hell. So make of that what you will. Anyway, the individuals voicing these characters. As the master executioner, we have DC Douglas, who has voiced characters such as Locus in Berserk 2017, Kel Lorenz in the Netflix version of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Nabarius Caligo in Welcome to Demon School Irmakun. As his pupil, we have Jenny Yokobori, who has voiced Kaie Tenya in 86, Rachel in the Irregular Magic High School Visitor Arc, and Tonikawa in Over the Moon for You. And, oh no, she's background role in Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. She's still relatively
three
new.
background roles, actually.
Who, Jenny?
Yeah.
Jenny, yep. She's still relatively new.
Please tell me you brought up her 86 character.
I did. That was the first one I did.
Oh, good, because that character made me cry.
As for the boss executioner, we have Veronica Taylor, who has voiced other characters such as Akari Mizunashi in Aria, Ayame and Kabanari in the Iron Fortress, and, of course, the original Ash Ketchum in Pokemon.
She also plays everyone's favorite MILF.
Oh, yeah, Sailor
Ash's
Pluto.
mom?
Oh, Delia, okay.
Yeah.
No, Manuela, you dumb fucks.
She is Manuela, that's right. 3 Houses. Anyway,
I love that she plays the ultimate MILF. Ash's mom?
Not wrong!
I mean, we don't know what that Mr. Mime has seen.
Exactly!
Or what he's been through.
Oh,
like,
God.
You don't know where my hands have been, Ash. You don't know what I've seen.
Mr. Step Mime.
Anyway.
What are you doing, Step Mime?
Oh, Jesus. As for Junior, Junior's voiced by Eddie Lee, who is another New York regular. He has voiced Ariel and Makia. Andrew's putting the bunny and shark standees in front of me now. Eddie has also voiced the director of school festival operations in Night of Short Walk On Girl, and he is also a voice, and he's also, Moonshadow in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, can we start with the obvious being, what the fuck, Veronica Taylor?
Oh yeah, no, I thought she was like one of the best performances of the show, and nobody fucking talks about it. Like, nobody! Every time everybody talks about the Akudama Drive dub, nobody mentions Veronica Taylor's in it. Nobody mentions Veronica Taylor is like the singular worst human being in the show that isn't Doctor.
Right!
That isn't Doctor.
Right, because power-hungry, corrupt as shit, like, what the fuck?
She's terrifying!
She's
and the thing is that, too, if you told people that was Ash Ketchum, they'd probably cry!
Yeah.
And I love it!
Yeah.
Like, it's so good!
I like how you just said, you tell him it's also Ash Ketchum, they'll cry, and I love that!
I love watching weebs cry. Says the crying weeb.
Great. Says the crying weeb who watched Pokemon
Bullying.
as a child.
I think one time was a meme. Bullying weeb, a weeb, another weeb, bullying somebody for being a weeb. Like, I fucking. No, here's the reason why I love that performance is that out of all of the executioners, there is some hope kind of left in them. Even DC Douglas's guy.
Yes.
This woman, I believe that this woman would look at like the corrupt police of many other countries and go, "You're not trying hard enough."
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like this woman is absolutely vile. Like there is nothing redeeming about her, and Veronica plays her as such a stern, hard-ass woman who sounds like a lady in, like, you know, the woman who's hardened her heart to get where she is in her career?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
Okay.
And to me, I think the most standout moment of her character is when she starts pressuring Griffin Puatu's police chief.
Yeah.
And she's pretty much like, she knows she can get her way because he's so much of a wuss. And she's just goading him for not doing it. And there is some, like, straight up, I kind of have to say it because I feel like Akudama Drive cannot exist and talk about things the way it is, like, without bringing up the world, because a show like this doesn't exist in a vacuum state.
Yes.
Nor does it come from a vacuumed place. Veronica Taylor's character, and Veronica gets this across so well, that it feels like an actual person who would say, yeah, all these protesters are actually rioters, just get them in the vans. But in her case, because the executioner squad exists as both judge and jury, it's kill them all. And she feels zero remorse for what she's done, even though she has killed people who were just trying to stop and get people to help because other people were just vigilanteing them in the goddamn streets. And, like, when one of the things that Griffin's character does is he pulls the "why did it have to be me?"
Yes.
as there. And then she channels it back angrily like, all of these people are ruining her afternoon tea date. And Veronica's performance is so chilling. And I feel like not enough people genuinely talk about this. Like, they don't talk about how fucking good Veronica is in this. Nor do I see a lot of plays for Jenny Yobuki as the pupil, who has to be both young and naive, and then harden her heart.
Yes.
And it is only until Eddie Lee's character gets shot, and God bless you, Eddie Lee, you were good at being a little chicken shit in this show. I'm sorry, the pupil's pupil, or several smaller pupils in a trench coat. he was a good little crybaby who eventually was the person to break the cycle, because Jenny's character goes through a lot, and the only reason she stops is because a little girl is there with a gun, and the only reason that little girl, played by Emily Neves, was even doing all of this was because she watched her mommy and daddy get killed and then pushed away, and as they were put into a trash bag to go to, like, the glue farm.
Right.
And
There's
you just feel
the last third of the
horrible.
show, there's a lot that happens.
Yeah, and I think the political aspect was better than the sci-fi aspect, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then DC Douglas as the first master. He was really good. I think it was it very much reminded me of his Yoshikage Kira performance, if Yoshikage Kira actually cared for children. And not hands. But I think, to me, the best part about his performance is when he's bouncing off a Brawler's actor in their big fight.
Yeah.
And
100%.
hell yeah, but I'm done, and I'm gonna pass it over.
So, I'm gonna add a couple little fun facts. So, Megan, did you ever watch the broadcast of Akudama Drive?
No.
Or just the home video?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm assuming that Jamal and Hardy have watched both the broadcast version and the home video version, correct?
Yep.
Right. There's a few
Okay.
episodes like in the middle that I kind of skipped over, but I watched the entire first disc and the last episode on home video. So
Okay.
I
so
still need
here's
to
a
go
couple-
back and watch The Shining so I could see Cutthroat's cake in all its.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
boy.
not gonna lie that The Shining is my favorite episode of the show, because it is genuinely the only anime I've ever seen let their characters have really ugly faces and not tried to make it all pretty.
Anyway, so a couple of fun little pieces. So, one, I don't know if you noticed this. You brought up Yoshikage Kira, correct? So, DC got to have a JoJo reference in the fucking show, actually. And I didn't even know it until Andrew pointed it out to me last night, and I haven't seen Diamond is Unbreakable. Because he says the words, another one bites the dust.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In episode 6. When he sliced open Doctor, I think it was.
He sliced Doctor in
Yeah.
half.
Yep. Sliced her in half, said another one bites the dust. I didn't even know it until Andrew pointed it out. I'm like, you motherfucker. So first of all, it's very, very, very conscientious, self-aware. Love that. But, so there's a reason why, for us, when we found out the director's cut was a thing, that we ended up waiting on. Not just because of all the censorship being removed, because blood and gore galore. So there was an additional scene that never made it to broadcast.
Yes.
And it's very interesting. Also, just as a quick side note, I'm very sad that the home video version doesn't have the alternate opening visuals. That kind of is annoying. Never mind. They have an additional scene that never originally made it to broadcast air, and it involves Pupil, the boss, and Junior. And it's in the last episode. And it's really nice because it helps bring Pupil's story to an end, instead of like just as a drop off, because for Pupil, and by extension Jenny, she had to go through so much shit and so many emotions. Like Megan said, she was a bit more naive in the beginning, but she had to harden her heart, especially after her master died. But not only that, as we continue on through the show, after Master's died, she also has to look at what her purpose is and what she's fighting for. And when she sees that little girl, like, shooting her Junior, and then all of these people freaking the fuck out because, the executioners are killing ordinary people like us. What the fuck is happening? And Pupil's just like, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't what I'm supposed to protect. So she has this really, really good scene towards the end of the show where she confronts Boss because she pushes Boss away as she's trying to get Courier and the kids. And Pupil stops that. So there's the additional scene has them having this bit of an altercation argument, and Jenny, like, this is one of the strongest parts of her performance, I feel, where she's just like, this isn't what we're meant to do. This isn't what we're here for. Look at what we've done. This is our fault. Right, directly to her boss. And we have that same kid from before. That kid is ready to shoot the boss. Thankfully, Pupil was smart and took the bullets out ahead of time. I wish she didn't, because boss deserved to die at that fucking point. But I think that, that added a lot more to Pupil's character. So, first of all, thank you, Japan, for doing that. But I think that also gave Jenny such a very, very high climactic point and a good ending stop for Pupil's character, and I really, really enjoy that a lot. DC Douglas is DC Douglas. Like, who are we fucking kidding? He's amazing. Eddie Lee, aside from him being very, very green and a sweet, naive little child that doesn't know shit, I like him. But no, like, Veronica Taylor stole this section. Veronica Taylor just... I would like to see Boss dead in a ditch. Like, it's one of those arguments where it's like, if I hate you, you've done good. Like, I hate the boss so much. She is a bitch. But that also means Veronica Taylor did a fucking good job. You know?
It's like they say, an audience will hate a bad villain, but love a good one.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And this is one of those cases where Boss is a very good villain because of all of the political aspects and, like, corruption and power-hungry nature that she is. Like, it's just balls-to-the-wall bug nuts. It's, I love it. I love it. But no, the Executioner Squad was very solid. 100%. Boys, what are we thinking?
Okay, I guess I'll go next on this. So, I'm gonna start with Veronica Taylor, because, yeah, that boss is a bitch. Like,
Oh.
the whole thing with boss is that, like, and I didn't realize this on my second rewatch, she kind of is connected to all the goings on between Kansai and Kanto, because you see her report to her superiors about the offering. She doesn't know what the offering is, but it's like, she knows somehow something's going down.
Yes.
So the fact that she has to take all these precautions with these executioners is like, it's very absurd. And she talks about like how, as highest point, an executioner is on the same level as an Akudama. They're almost Akudama themselves, basically. So when I see what the boss is up to, hell, even ending at one point, trying to get executing Order 66 on the entire city, Kansai.
God damn it.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, you're right, and I hate that you're right, but whatever.
Yeah, it kind of terrified me. And Veronica did such a very good job convincing me how much of a shit this boss really is. Like, she does what needs to get done, no matter what the cost, and it's just, goddamn. Eddie Lee, I really liked his naivete as the junior. It kind of reminded me of me when, believe it or not, I wanted to be a police officer, but even I too got scared. So I can definitely feel sympathy, but yeah, he didn't really have as much to do, especially when he got shot at one point and threatened with a needle from another character we'll talk about much later.
Oh, that bitch.
Yeah, fuck her.
That bitch. She got what she deserved. Stampede!
Well, yeah, Eddie managed to do a very good job getting that across. Jay Yokomori, one thing I found out about this is, and it was from a stream that Chris Yoshi did back when the show was being simuldubbed.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, she talks about like how she kind of plays Pupil with this kind of step on me energy, to the point that Hoodlum's actor says that one of Pupil's favorite lines is, "Your fists don't scare me."
Step on me energy. I love that.
Yeah, she said that she channeled Michelle Rodriguez whenever she.
Ooh, I see it.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one. I see it.
Yeah, that's a very good one. So, having to play that type of character with bravado, but also naivete in the beginning. But I think what it really got real for her was not only when she had to watch her master die, when she lost her right pupil, getting stabbed in the eye by Hoodlum.
Yep.
Everything just shifted. all of a sudden.
Yep.
And now she's looking at this from both spectrums, especially when she's put up against the wall by the events of episode 8. Again, we'll get to that later. But yeah, like she was one of my favorite characters too. I like how she handled it, especially when she sounded like usually said person from this range. Again, we'll get to that later. But DC Douglas, Albert motherfucking Wesker, Jesus Christ, that man was ready to die for moments. And that's another thing I realized how everything was connected, because what did not make sense to me at first was when he reaches the Akudama outside of Expo Park in episode 6. I was like, yeah, there's more to this than I think. Like, they know what's going on, but they're told to stop these Akudama no matter what the cost. And he was ready to fight, duke it out, ready to die for everything.
Oh yeah.
To which I remember one of the scenes I saw on Twitter was the fight scene in the hotel in episode 2. That actually convinced me to watch the show, but I was just waiting for them because I heard about how awesome it was. So the fact they got DC Douglas in the Funimation, though, it's so surprising, Like, but he does a very good job. Nonetheless, they all do a very good job. And it's just like
this dub just has a bunch of fun surprises. I mean, we mentioned this earlier. You have fucking Dan Green as a one-off character. Like, and you have Veronica Taylor as this bitch of a boss. So it has fun.
Oh yeah, they even brought in a hentai actress for this show too. Like,
lordy.
That's just Brittany Lotta's connection powers. She looked at both Mike McFarlane and Caitlin Glass's connections and said, "Hold my beer."
So the announcement for you saw the Shigekazu Naika, who is Brittany Lotta's friend. Apparently, they were emulating the Long Island Railroad when she did that. So
why would you ever want to invoke the fucking Long Island Railroad? I know that Brittany's from Long Island. Like, I get it, but why the Long Island Railroad? Why that train of all? Why that of all the trains on the New York Metro Authority? Metro North for the win.
I'm from New Jersey. I don't know any better.
All right. Well,
the PATH train is the devil.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else to add? I know Hardy hasn't had thoughts yet, so.
Yeah, I'll be really quick. DC Douglas and Veronica Taylor are definitely the standouts. Ginny is a very strong performance, especially near the end of the show. Eddie Lee plays his character like he's got a whole lot of bark when he's yelling at little kids, but as soon as someone actually threatens him, he turns into a corn cob.
Corn cob?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not owned, shrinks back into corn cob.
I love when we're allowed to talk about drill tweets.
Yes. Yeah. No, he's really high and mighty when he's yelling at this little kid, but as soon as Courier and Swindler shows up, he, shits his pants. So,
Whoops.
but yeah. No, I liked all of these performances specifically, and it's really, especially with Veronica Taylor, it's good hearing her outside of the roles that she's known for, because, she's kind of a little bit on the older side these days, so her playing an older character, especially this big, gruff boss, really actually works a lot in her favor. So it's nice to hear everyone kind of step outside the roles.
Still do younger boys though.
Yeah, very easily so.
All right,
that's all I have to say.
Okay, anything else to add for anyone before we move on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Let's do it.
So speaking of those kids,
them damn kids.
Damn hooligans.
Yeah.
Freaking kids, get off my lawn. Brother and sister.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you 10 meddling kids.
Yeah. How dare. So brother and sister. We have the only characters who really survive the whole ordeal, but man, do they go through a lot of shit in the process.
I love my MacGuffins when they're human shaped.
So, brother and sister are these two characters, brother being initially known as the Black Cat at the start, who is instructing the Akudama on this huge heist-like thing, with the heist being getting brother and sister out of there and escaping the fate of them becoming a part of Kansai. Because of, Kansai is a quantum computer and they want an actual sustainable body and, we're gonna create we're gonna make immortal we're gonna make immortal children and take their bodies and just upload our supercomputer brainstem, the usual shit. Now you can make your joke.
Oh, I was gonna say, Kansai just wanted to make the two of them into NFTs for themselves.
It's kind of reverse NFTs if you think about it. Or they're
NFTs! There's only two of them!
I believe the twins are quite fungible, to be honest.
Yeah. It's either that or reverse style fashion.
They were created by sticking all of their siblings into the Nirvana washing machine.
Yeah. They're
the two Nirvana washing machine that is voiced by Dan Green.
Yes. The brother and sister, they're two walking, breathing not bitcoins, but what's the blockchains?
They're two walking talking. Brother, sister. Hold on a second.
They're Ethereum and Eternal.
Megan's just dying.
Ooh, Yuki boy, I minted your grandfather into an NFT.
Motherfuckers.
God, that is such a fucking good joke. But now I'm imagining, because you said it was Dan Green, so I'm just imagining just the Dan Green Yamayuki just telling brother and sister that they shouldn't worry, they gotta believe in the heart of Kansai.
I fucking quit. God,
does that make the Akudama Kaiba Corp? No! Technically, Kansai is Kaiba Corp.
Kansai would be Kaiba Corp. The Akudama
are Team Yugi. Gang. Which one? Okay. Hoodlum, or Brawler. Which one of them is Joey Wheeler?
Yes. That's your answer.
So does that make Swindler Yugi?
No, Swindler's Taya.
Are you sure? I mean, she's adopted different hairstyle with personality
Swindler is Yugi.
Okay.
Courier is Yamayuki.
Yes! I was thinking Courier's the Pharaoh.
Courier's the Pharaoh. The Doctor is very much my Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Hoodlum, 100%. Okay. Hoodlum is Tristan. No, Hoodlum is Joey.
No. Hoodlum is Joey. Brawler is Tristan.
Hacker can be Taya.
Yeah.
And Cutthroat can be Maximilian Pegasus.
Oh my God.
At least he's not Duke Devlin, so Duke definitely gets spared. No! Cutthroat is Bakura.
Cutthroat is Bakura!
Cutthroat is Bakura.
I was gonna say, considering who Cutthroat is, that would be the second time we've made a Maximilian Pegasus joke about him. Remember that stuff?
Just Cutthroat is Bakura.
God, it's been a minute, but
wait, what does that make Hacker?
Oh, man.
I have no idea who any of you are talking about. I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hacker is Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yeah.
I only know OG Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's fine.
Anyway, I'm sorry to derail this. just like the Akudama derailed that train.
Fuck. Anyway, so brother and sister are a big plot MacGuffin because Kansai is weird and quantum computing, and it's weird. Anyway, the individuals voicing these two characters as brother, we have Daisy Guvera, who's voiced characters such as Mimina Osawa in Ladies vs. Butlers. She's also voiced background characters and smaller roles in shows such as Jun-chan and Kimono Jihen. She actually hasn't done a ton.
I could have sworn Daisy Guvera is one of the bigger characters of Love Live Nichigasaki.
Also true. Laura Stahl is the voice of Sister. She voices characters such as Dorothy in Great Pretender, Irma Suzuki in Welcome to Demon School Irma-kun, and Rei in The Promised Neverland. So I realized something while we were sitting here talking about this. Well, not talking about these two. While we're talking here right now. I'm dumb. So I've been trying to edge on group discussions the whole time by calling it as a round robin, and I'm stupid, and I realize round robin does not mean group discussions. So I have clearly been doing this wrong for ages. So I would like to go into group discussions instead of one at a time.
Can we do it at Red Robin?
Intention.
Yum.
Yum.
Yum. Hey, unlimited steak fries sounds good to me.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That'd be great. But I would like to to go to group discussions for these characters. So, who wants to start the conversation a little bit about brother and sister and our thoughts on these performances?
I guess I can start.
Okay.
Because Laura Stahl's performance as Sister had to kind of grow on me. When I first listened to it, it's really outside of what she's known for. She's known for mainly playing these little boy kind of characters like Irma-kun. And so hearing her play as this little girl was not exactly what I'm used to listening to her. I do think it needs a little bit more work, but I've grown on it more than I originally felt about it. So, as far as Daisy Guevara is concerned, she has this natural husk to her voice that even when she plays female characters, they sound a bit deeper. Mm-hmm. And so I think she's actually really, really well set to play the little boy type of characters. And of the two, I think her performance is the stronger in this particular dub. They play off each other fairly well because they're both siblings and they have to take care of each other, and they definitely have that sort of sibling chemistry that they work with. Overall, they're okay. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll go next.
Yeah. Okay. Like group discussions. Let's throw everything out there. What do we got?
I actually really like Laura Stahl as the little sister. I will say one thing: it is infinitely hilarious to see small children swear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big sister is not a shit.
Big sister is not a shithead. I think it's a shithead specifically, but
right.
It's like that one comic of, like, it's Carrie going shit, and then, like, the next time, you just see little sister there, and then the next scene, she says shit in front of, Swindler, and Swindler picks her up by the ears going, and then it's just Swindler beating the shit out of Courier for it. No, I actually really like Laura Stahl as, this little girl character, because I think that Laura Stahl has done so many younger boy characters that we're also accustomed to hearing it, whether it be Irma or Rei or the actual Chad King of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, whose name I forgot.
I can't help you haven't watched Diamond is Unbreakable.
I'm Googling it because DIU is my favorite JoJo's arc. What the fuck was your name? What the fuck was your name?
What are those? What's in the box? I don't know.
Oh no.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Oh my god, what the fuck was his name?
While you're doing that, I'm gonna throw in there for Laura. Like, it's very cute and adorable. And because I've seen, like, clips on, like, some of her little videos on Twitter, as well as on TikTok on occasion, it's actually, when she's kind of quiet, it's not that far off from her natural voice. It's a bit more hushed, Sister is. It's not that far off from her natural sounding voice. It's actually really nice. It's very, I like it. It's different, because again, we, like you said, we're used to her being little boy characters. So
it was Hayato. It's fucking Hayato.
Okay.
How dare I forget a king's name?
The king's name?
No, but, like, we're all really accustomed to Laura playing boy characters. I actually really liked it because it was so awkward sounding. Like, let's be real, little sister was raised in a washing machine, built off of her clone's blood. Like, they literally were testing them like hot dogs. They were like, they were testing them like Pepsi tests the idea of making IHOP maple syrup Pepsi.
Oh my god!
Which some of you freakazoids would drink.
I'll drink it.
I've yet to try the Nitro Brew one, but I have tried the Coca-Cola Starlight.
Yeah, because it's like when you think about the context with brother and sister, she's the quote unquote younger of the two, but she's also still relatively new to being a human.
Yeah,
she literally.
So hence, kind of the awkwardness to her too.
Your little sister is basically like, what would happen if you asked the goldfish to bring a prairie dog, and she's got to learn how to do it. And
what?
Then, I don't know. My fucking brain just was like, put two animals in a sentence. But
it worked for the Avatar people.
Turtle ducks, man. They're the cutest shit on earth.
Oh shit.
Okay. Where was I going? So Daisy. Daisy kills it as little brother. I think Daisy is probably one of the other really good underrated supporting performances of this show. I think she absolutely nails the little brother's struggle and keeping that boyish tone while also being, the walking fucking spoiler machine / plot device. So I don't know really. I think that Daisy really gets in combo with Laura the pathos that you want out of these characters. Like by the end of it, you just want to see them have nice things.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, after all the shit they go through,
yeah.
After all the shit they go through, it's like, I want to protect these two with my life.
Yeah.
Because they are precious.
Yeah.
And, like, both performances are really good for completely different reasons. Laura's sister is, like, it has that awkwardness, but that's because sister, for all intents and purposes, is the equivalent of a newborn baby or a toddler. So she's still trying to learn the way of the world, figure things out, understand things, because she's like, she learns from Swindler what thank you is, and like what takoyaki is, and like it's very cute. Meanwhile, you have brother who has been around a while longer than sister has, and has seen some shit. Because he's the one who's stuck seeing his siblings disappear to be part of the massive washing machine to create sister. So, and he's also the one who's tested on, and it's just, God, that flashback episode. Fuck.
Oh,
he just walks out of that shit like, no big deal.
Oh, like, it's fine. They took their time again today. Yeah, it's alright, I'm good. And it's like, oh man. And then, no, yeah, I think brother has the biggest, like, in terms of character arc, has the biggest struggle, because he's already gone through a lot, and he's the one between the two that has to comprehend it the most and carry that weight, because sister has no idea. And Daisy does, I think, a phenomenal job. Also, kudos to Black Cat Daisy. Because Black Cat Daisy is adorable.
Mm-hmm. It's a putty tat.
It has a little robotic filter on it, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It works really nicely. I love it so much. Any more thoughts? Throw them to the atmosphere. Or throw them on the train. I don't know. We're on a roll today.
Well, you were spot on with my thoughts about Lois, though. Although, my familiarity with her, I haven't finished The Promised Neverland. I've seen clips of Rent a Girlfriend, and I've maybe only seen a few episodes of Dropout Idol Food Top, but other than, Irma-kun too, but hearing her play a little girl is very refreshing, it's very neat. Like you said, she has to go into that awkwardness a bit, which is why it took time for her. Daisy, that Husker verse was very impressive. It kind of gave me Oda Marshall vibes, now that I think about it.
Oh, gotcha.
I can hear it now, yeah.
I can hear that, yeah.
Which now that I think about it, I'm hoping for a certain something to happen, but I don't want to jinx it.
Oh. Did you want digital monsters?
Shut up! Shut up!
Knocking on wood for you, I'm sorry. If I jinxed it, I take full responsibility.
Damn right you will.
If we find out that okay, Jamal, here's your deal. If we find out I jinxed it by the time this comes up, you can host Uramichi. You have my word.
I will officially say that I have borne witness to this, so that means you guys officially cannot.
If I jinxed it, and
you guys can't officially. You now know that you can't officially do Uramichi until the rest of that cast is announced.
Well, I mean that's if we do record Uramichi before the cast is announced.
Plus all I gotta do is ask the director. So
also true, but at the same time, because our original plan is to fucking Jackbox fight pit each other. So, but if the cast if the rest of the cast comes out before we do Uramichi and I jinxed it, you can have it as my penance for my transgressions.
well, all right.
Anyways, Jamal, please continue.
Yes, sorry.
I'm pretty much good. It's just I haven't heard a character type like this in years, since by comparison to Mortal Marshall. So
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until you just brought it up, but now I can hear it.
No, yeah, I can hear it too. It makes me very happy. Are there any more thoughts we want to throw into the atmosphere? Or, in the quarantine zone, I guess it's called?
I think we're good.
Or brother,
I
sister?
think I'm good.
Alright. You know what? I had these in 3 different groups. How mad would y'all be if I at least combined 2 of these groups?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
depends on which two.
Oh, Swindler and Courier would be last, still, regardless. It's the rest of them.
I was hoping you'd call one section Bromance in the Stone, but
Yes!
I mean, we could!
do what you gotta. You know, you lead, I'll follow.
It's guy love, that's all it is. It's guy love. He's mine, I'm his.
Yes.
I will say though, one of the next characters has my least favorite trope of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have one favor though.
What's up?
Let's face the facts about me and you. Our love unspecified.
Jesus.
Though I'm proud to call you Chocolate Bear, the crowd will always talk and stare. I feel exactly
Oh my
those feelings
God.
too. And that's
Megan.
why I keep them inside. 'Cause this bear can't bear the world to
I swear to
see.
God,
And
if we get
sometimes
copyright,
it's easy to hide.
we're going to monetize for
That
this.
explain
If
our
we get copyrighted,
God
just
love.
censor most of that in the background.
That's all it is.
There's a huge beef while
Fuck
the
you!
rest
I'm
of us are
singing
talking.
my heart out to this.
Hey, I did it
dumb-
for Andrew in the Keijo episode, so why not?
Alright. So, at this stage...
He's the only other man. Hoodlum's the only other man who's been inside of Brawler. He just took his appendix out.
I fucking quit. Okay, so at this stage in the game, all we have left are all of the Akudama in this show. And originally they were going to be in 3 different groups, but fuck it, we're going to at least combine 2 of those groups. So, we have, outside of Swindler and Courier, who we'll talk about last, we have Doctor, Cutthroat, Hacker, and of course, they were gonna be together anyway because I can't fucking separate them, let's be real, we have Brawler and Hoodlum as well. So, quick rundown on these characters. Doctor is a bitch.
Yeah. Basically. No, absolutely. Might say.
Doctor is a surgeon who will fix people up and all this shit, but she also has an obsession with playing with people's lives, and also with the idea of immortality and controlling death. Cutthroat is a psychopathic serial killer who has a tendency for knives and also red shiny things. More on that later. Hacker is a genius hacker who likes to hack into things for fun and thinks of it as a game.
Hacker is the serious Chiaki Nanami.
Yes.
Not
Whoa,
Chiaki Nanami.
whoa.
Not Chiaki
No, not
Nanami.
Chiaki. Fujisaki?
Yes!
Fujisaki, yeah.
They have the haircut. They are the designated Fujisaki of this series, which means they are going to be killed off too early.
Well,
Not really.
In Hacker's
Okay,
case,
to be fair, he
kind of.
disappears for like 5 episodes.
Right.
Kinda, yes.
He is the cheesy Listen, he even comes back in digital form.
That's where I'm saying, like, technically. Anyway.
That's where you say, no, she's got a point.
Then we have Brawler, who's all brawn, no brains, and likes to punch and kick things. And then we have Hoodlum. So, aside from Swindler accidentally getting involved with all of this shit, Hoodlum is another accident. He was originally imprisoned at the police station for minor crimes. He has a 4-year sentence on him, and he breaks out, and then he just wants money, so he goes along with the scheme. And then
Oh no, he kind of ends up there by accident, and then he gets dragged into it and says,
he ends up. Well, he ends up there by accident, but of his own free will, because he's like, money, and he goes after everything. So he kind of a little bit of column A, little column B, but he ends up being best friends with Brawler. So
and then getting a pity fuck from Doctor.
Again, Doctor's a bitch. We'll get into more of that later. So playing these characters, let's start with the bros. Playing Hoodlum, we have Kellen Goff, who has voiced characters such as Rekka Hoshimiya in Fire Force, Diavolo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, and the Senpai in Night is Short Walk On Girl. Brawler is voiced by Zeno Robinson, who has played Tomoki Takizawa in Gymnastic Samurai, Taiga Kagami in Kuroko's Basketball, and Hawks in My Hero Academia. Hacker, we have Wai Chang, who has voiced characters such as Shun Iura, wow, in Horimiya, I can't fucking pronounce things. Cliff Fashiroso, thank you, and Kuma Bear, and Akimitsu Mochizuki in Skate Leading Stars. Why did I pick the ones I can't pronounce?
Why are you reminding me? You know what, okay, Goro Taniguchi show that I purged from my memory. Sure.
Alright, as Cutthroat, we have our...
Oh, okay.
Wow, hold on. I'm blanking. As Cutthroat, we have our assistant ADR director and one of our writers, Matt Shipman, who has voiced... My mouse is losing control. Matt Shipman, who has voiced Floch Froster in Attack on Titan, Chrome and Dr. Stone, and Kazuya Kujo in Gosek. And as Doctor, we have our ADR director and one of our other script writers, Brittany Latta, who has voiced characters such as Ichigo in Darling in the Franxx, Satoko Hojo in Higurashi Go and Higurashi Sotsu, and Riko in Made in Abyss. Where are we starting? Because this is a huge cluster.
When you were naming that characters, I was like, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
Can we start with the bros before we start with the hoes?
I was gonna say though, can I at least say my one joke about Doctor and Hoodlum?
Yes, please.
It's what I posted in the chat, and it's like a bad hentai fan sub, and it's like, I want you, Doctor, and he grabs her hand and says, this isn't covered by your insurance.
Anyway, alright. At Jamal's request, let's cover the bros before the hoes. So, Brawler and Hoodlum. These two. Good Lord.
Brawler and Hoodlum have a better romantic chemistry than most isekai anime have in 12 episodes.
And I don't care what someone on Discord says. Hoodlum is sounding hot, okay?
Woo! Okay.
Cause I was like, somebody was like, oh, this is basically Odo the hot anime, and somebody was like, I don't think Hoodlum sounds hot. I was like, hey man, everybody sounds hot their own way.
It's true.
Listen,
it's true.
Hoodlum, even if it was a pity fuck, Hoodlum had sex.
I mean, he broke the bro code.
Hoodlum had more sex than most weeps will have in their entire life.
Canonically, Hoodlum is the only one who fucks.
Yeah.
Well, the Doctor did.
I mean, he broke the bro code after sleeping for that hoe, but still.
Listen, does the bro code question, legitimate question for you and Hardy.
Mhm.
Oh no.
No. Absolutely not. If-
I didn't even ask my question!
I know exactly what it is, and absolutely not.
I was gonna say, if you're 6 feet under, is the law still in play?
Look,
God.
if anyone gives out a gosh dang Final Fantasy villain speech, you do not want to be sticking your dick in it.
But what if she sticks her dick in you?
That's even worse.
I mean pegging. I'm not being transphobic. I'm legitimately meaning pegging.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, there are some women with penises, so yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And when you stroke
sweet.
it up and down, it's called masturbation.
I'm so sorry to everybody who's watching this part of the episode.
Thank
We
you
are
for making that
discussing-
joke, Kelly Goff.
I'm just saying, I can't believe that we are here discussing the ethics of do you fuck a woman after your man has been fucked by society?
Look, this is a show where all ethics go out the window. Let's be honest.
It's true.
I mean,
Okay.
Swindler. Swindler lost some of her ethics too. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to her in a bit. Okay. All right, back to Hoodlum and Brawler.
Okay, well, first off,
Zeno and Catelyn, where are we going?
well, first things first, bullshit, that's Zeno. But,
Yeah, that's a fun one.
yeah, I was
Yeah, no.
surprised too, because I remember, what was it, that interview y'all did? He said,
Yes. So when Andrew and Jet did the interview with Zeno at NMAYC, they asked about Akudama actually, and Zeno mentioned that the first episode, how he sounded there, was weirdly enough a happy accident because the night before he was at a bonfire, so of course there was like smoke and all that fun stuff, and it was still kind of in
Doesn't matter. Still
lungs.
counts.
Still,
It sucks,
and that
so.
first episode was just like, that's how come it was just like that fucking deep and like really gruff, and then he was like, and then it was all about just like keeping that up and replicating it for the rest of the show.
yeah.
To which, boy howdy, that was good. I did not expect. it to be
Oh,
that
man,
deep either.
I wanted to hear more of that, which unfortunately leads to my least favorite trope ever, where he kind of bites in the 5th episode.
Yep. Black
Yeah.
dude dies first.
Yeah.
Technically second.
Oh no, he died before the executioner. The only thing is,
No,
the executioner
technically, no. Via technicality, Hacker was dead first, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Via technicality, Hacker is dead first, but yeah, no, you're right. But still, poor Brawler. All he wants is to fight and have
But
a
no,
good time doing it.
Sorry, Jamal, I didn't mean to be like that.
No, you're good, you're good.
Anyway, so Zeno.
So yeah, super happy fun times with Zeno. Zeno's very good. I just love like how he took some of the funner moments, just ran with it.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
Especially his moments with Kelly, which is why I said Romance in the Storm, because I've seen these two multiple times on the Jackbox Among Us stream, just having a bit of fun with each other. To which we forgot to mention probably one of Zeno's greatest roles of all time, Boy 1A from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. But that's neither here nor there. That one's for you, Brittany Lauder, if you're listening.
Anyway, the bromance is real, though.
Yeah, and it got even more real after Brawler Bay because, man.
Oh, Hoodlum is destroyed after Brawler bites it. He's just like, because Hoodlum knows he's a pathological liar, first of all.
Yeah, man.
He's hyping himself up, and Brawler is going for his lies. Everybody else fucking knows Hoodlum is lying through his teeth, but Brawler doesn't give a shit. He's like, yeah, my man.
Brawler is the king of supportive dudes in the world. Everybody needs a
Yes.
king like Brawler in their lives.
Yes. Oh man. And then after Brawler dies, fucking it's like a really big switch for Kellen to go just like full depressed, like grief mode. It's like just so mellow and sad. It's just like, what would you think, bro, if you were here? How would you feel about it? It's like, oh, poor baby. Poor baby.
Now I'm just... You mentioned JoJo's, and now I have to bring up my favorite video of all time.
Oh no.
You're talking about how he's like, bro, what should I do? Have you ever seen the video where it's the clip of after Josuke's beaten Okuyasu and Okuyasu becomes his friend? And he comes over to his house. He's like, "Hi, I'm Josuke's friend." And she's like, "Oh, cool, come in for breakfast." And as she's turning away, he like leans over and goes, "Dude, your mom is hot." And from the background, the song "He Lives in You" from The Lion King 2 comes up as like Kakyoin fades into the sky. I'm just imagining Brawler like Mufasa in the sky for Hoodlum.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I will be working in Pixlr, so I will talk to you all in like 20 minutes.
Shit. So while you're working on that, Hardy, what are you thinking about Brawler and Hoodlum over here?
Oh, I mean, they
You kind of did give them some W awards.
I
so.
did, yes. The Golden Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, every they basically stole every scene that they're share. So unfortunately, Brawler doesn't last. He only lasts halfway through the show, but every time that they're together, they just absolutely steal every scene. And
Yeah.
Zeno is fun on his own, but Kellen really, 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 really takes it up a notch, making some rather inhuman sounds. I have to describe
Some chicken noises.
Yeah, that one scene where the Zeppelin is about to crash into the hotel, and
Yep.
it switches back between Swindler and Hoodlum, going just screaming at the
Yep.
top of their lungs.
Yeah,
It's so great. It's one
Oh
of the
man,
best.
I love the Hindenburg.
Oh.
No, I
Ouch.
love if y'all remember when the dub was first airing, there was a clip. I don't remember who put it out, if it was Brittany or if it was maybe Kellen or whoever plays Swindler. Where it's that first bit where they get the collars and then they're like, "We could just take these off," and then one of the police officers' heads come flying off or some shit, and then in the background you just have fucking Swindler and Hoodlum just going, and then it's just like, I think it's like a chicken pops up there. And
Oh,
like, it was added in there.
No, it was
Oh,
Kool-Aid
that was
Man.
Kellen. That was Kellen. It was the
That was
Kool-Aid Man.
Kellen.
Yeah.
Like chicken noises, and I think there was another part where we first meet Hoodlum where he makes those noises too. It's like, well, come down. I remember that early on. I'm just like, that's just great. No, they're the biggest bros to ever bro, and we love them dearly.
I mean, I want to talk about, because I joked about fucking off for like 20 minutes.
Right.
I think I really want to compliment how well they work off each other.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, is like, I personally think that given the circumstances that these two performances could have gone very, very wrong,
yeah.
like, there is no in-between for these guys. Like, it was either you sink or you swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Because in a lot of ways, I feel like under the wrong direction, I feel like both of these characters could have been given very stereotypical voices.
Yeah.
But Kellen and Zeno bring such a really, really great energy, and I think this also both cements them as two of the better vocal chameleons in the industry right now, because Kellen doesn't, up until that point, he had never really gotten to play more higher pitched stuff. He was always very big, dark, monstrous characters.
Yep.
And creature voices.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of like one of the first like real human ones. And I think for Zeno, the big thing was that he was very much doing more of your young pretty boys or young boy characters.
Yeah.
I say pretty boy because Hawks isn't young, but he's pretty.
Oh, everybody and their mother thinks Hawks is pretty. Let's be real here. I'm one of them.
That man was
Well,
in a McDonald's commercial. And somebody made that commercial with Hawks in it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I was gonna say, you think that's amazing? I found out that man has been around longer than I thought. You know he was in Ben 10 Alien Force?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't actually.
I did.
Oh, shit. All right.
But no, I think the other really big thing for this, the two of them in particular, is that if you didn't, this dub was also again primarily done from people's houses.
Yep.
If the chemistry wasn't there between them, and I guess a general thing of a lot of the cast, I don't think that the relationship would have translated as well from Japanese to English.
Oh, absolutely. Because this is a big ensemble piece more than anything.
Yeah, and those two in particular have such an intertwined relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, if anything, the way that they play together is generally as important as the executioner and the pupil and the brother and sister, and as much as Swindler and Courier is. It's really weird because I don't think a lot of other characters have that kind of anchor point to them that goes both ways. There's a lot of characters who have anchor points that go one way and not the other, and that's done on purpose, but these two guys, like, if Kellen and Zeno weren't so good at these two characters and just acting in general, I don't think this would have worked. This is one of those cases where I can't really see another actor playing this in English.
Oh, no, absolutely. 100%, I can agree with that. I think especially true for Kellen, considering what was already brought up. Kellen was mostly known for the bad guy, the villains, or the monsters. Like, this and... Kellen had a fantastic fucking year. This
Night is Short.
And Night is Short, yeah. Night is Short are the two ones where he's actually, like, breaking away from that. And... Fuck, I need to start Sasuke Miyano still. But point still stands. Like, he's breaking away from that, and that's just so great, and I love that. And then Zeno, yes, let Zeno play more than just the pretty boys. Let Zeno have fun with some gruff, manly men, because this is great. I love it. Any more thoughts to give for Brawler and Hoodlum?
I think we were able to move on.
Okay. So, do we want our friend Fujisaki? Do we want the bitch, or do we want
the
psychopath?
I think I want to talk about the doctor, since we've already talked about the code, and now we gotta see the breaker.
Yeah, because she kind of has a little bit of a dynamic intertwined with Hoodlum, too. So, okay, Brittany Lotta is a doctor. So, first and foremost, I did not know Brittany could go that deep and sultry. Boy, am I shocked. Because, I mean, the three roles I listed for her, Darling in the Franxx, Higurashi, and Made in Abyss, like, that's a vast difference compared to what she did here with Doctor. Holy guacamole. But... God, is it fun? She plays up the bitch angle so nicely.
Yep.
She doesn't give a shit.
It's like she's trying to do her best Fujiko Mine impersonation.
Except for this is Fujiko Mine commits medical malpractice.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But I say, Doctor should have been arrested like ages ago, but she somehow, one, escapes capture, and two, fucking cheats the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
being a traitor. She's the reason why shit starts getting bad, because she double-crossed the Akudama and decided to work with the executioners. Just so she gets taken off of the Akudama list.
And then she proceeds to go around killing people just for fun and gets away with it. So,
Yup.
Yeah, probably that.
our justice
Just
system at work.
like a doctor would.
Nice.
Yeah, part of that gave me like some Assault on 13th Precinct Italian Job kind of vibes, because when you find out the twist that she just portrays Akudama just got this mess, I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
And Hoodlum does.
Again, canonically, he's one of the only ones that fuck in this show.
okay, so he
Who
may
would
have
on Hoodlum.
he may have tossed aside, but she mixed this nuts at the end. So
Oh, shit. Oh man, but like, I know it's. I imagine like when the first time you watch it, and then the twist for Doctor comes up, it's like you motherfucker. But in the rewatches that I've had of the show, like the subtleties are there, where it's like, oh, and it also doesn't help that she hates Swindler.
oh yeah.
Fucking hates her.
She's like, oh, you're so goody two shoes, and you're
Calls
like,
her such a feminist. Oh yeah, that's the key word right there. Feminist.
God, shut up, Doctor.
She hates
But Brittany Lauda is so good in this show.
Oh yeah, like 100%. And it's interesting because Doctor has this more observational kind of role to her, I guess, because she kind of likes to sit herself in the background more. She doesn't put herself much too far forward compared to like Hoodlum, Brawler, Hacker to some extent, Courier sometimes. Cutthroat I think is the other one that kind of stands in the back most of the time. But Doctor, Jesus Christ, considering Doctor's personality and how she acts in the show, it makes so much sense just for her to be this observing presence, because her big thing is, and she stated this after fucking Hoodlum, let's be real, fucking Hoodlum, lack of better words, but hey, whatever, where she wants to have the ability to control life and death.
Yeah, basically.
Like 100%.
And there's no better way to control a man's life than by caging his balls.
But so her being able to be more an observing presence so she can keep control of the situation and turn it in her favor makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's a testament to Brittany Lauda's acting, because I've heard her do a deeper voice before, but that was under a different situation.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember when Animaniacs came back on TV and everybody was making the meme out of the theme song?
I don't know about the meme. I know the Animaniacs came back.
So people were taking part of the theme, you know, where Yakko Wacko Dako, the Animani, totally insane. I just took a clip of the intro to Doctor, just put it together, and I was like, yeah, it sums up that bitch. I'll send you the clip later, so it was pretty funny, yeah.
Oh, I know what memes you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think the best way to describe this is 4 little words. I need a cigarette.
She is hot.
She's hot, but
Doctor is hot.
she's hot but crazy. You don't stick your dick in crazy. I don't care what Hoodlum did. Hoodlum
Don't
is
stick your
Hoodlum,
dick in crazy. Don't grind your clam on crazy.
Hoodlum made an error in judgment on that one, but hey, he was also a depressed human being at that point, so...
Sex is not an antidepressant, for the love of God.
No, Hoodlum doesn't know any better.
That's what vibrators are for.
But I will give Hoodlum kudos.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I will give Hoodlum some props. He got rid of that bitch.
Mm-hmm. And vice versa.
Yeah, because Hoodlum did the right thing in the end.
Revenge. Because we find out, we find out. So Brawler ends up dying, presumably, because of the executioner master, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take each other out. We find out from Doctor, because he was actually injured earlier. She's like, nah, when I stitched up his wounds, I didn't really do that good of a job. So he basically died from blood loss. And the second Hoodlum hears that, he's like, motherfucker. And yeah,
she would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for the Scooby-Doo villain speech.
Scooby-Doo villain
which Brittany delivered so greatly.
Freaking worshippers of a train. No, for the fucking stampede of wildebeest, the wildebeest stampede in Lion King. Yeah.
That's not the song that plays there.
I know it's not, but hey, it's the first one that came to mind.
It's like,
Anyway, any more thoughts on Brittany as the Doctor?
I didn't really get to say a lot of my thoughts on Brittany's actual performance. I feel like we were mostly talking about the character.
Also true.
I think the thing that Brittany really nails about this is that Brittany, I do think, can go sultry. Mm-hmm. It's just that we're very much accustomed to hearing her as these kind of more moe, cute girls.
Yeah.
So getting her, like, I'm very sure that if I look through Brittany Lauda's resume as an actor, as a performer, I could find older female characters in it. But it does feel very, and I like it too, because I feel like there is, at least in the Texas pool, a very stable rotation of women who we associate with doing sultry female characters. And Brittany getting to show off in Akudama Drive as probably the most intelligent person in terms of brain power and stuff, but just lets her own pride get in the way of her, which causes her eventual trample to death, really comes through in her character, and you can really hear the disdain that she has for being stuck with the people that she is. Like, it is very hard to fake disdain for children.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, lordy.
Not saying Brittany Lauda does not like children, but the way that she is able to get disdain across in a lot of her performance while being at both a lower register, but like Hardy said, a very Fujiko Mine-esque type performance. But I think it even kind of goes beyond Fujiko Mine to me, because Fujiko Mine is a thief, but she's not and you can argue that she's a bad person, but she is not a malicious person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of this reminds me of, and I know this is, like, one of those things where, like, everybody who knows me knows that I'm actually, like, fairly obsessed with the show, which is, it reminds me a lot of Karen Strassman as Delphine in Last Exile.
Yes!
It's more of a that character vibe.
Oh my god, you're right. I haven't watched Last Exile in years, but you're right.
First of all, if you've never watched Last Exile, it's an amazing show, and the dub is fucking phenomenal.
Please go watch Last Exile. It's criminally underrated.
It is criminally underrated. /B has a lot of criminally underrated performances from a lot of well-established voice actors.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Delphine.
But it's very much more of a Delphine type character, where they get to be an awful person and drag around being an awful person in their performance, but everybody else is helpless around them to stop them from being the evil person. And it carries that level of performance in her performance. And it is very fitting that she also goes out in a very Maestro Delphine way, where at the very end she is shot and goes down with her victim.
Yeah. Yep. Because basically in this context, Doctor and Hoodlum basically die together.
Yeah.
So, more thoughts on the performance. Hardy, what about you?
Oh, I already said what I said, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts are being thrown around. Are there any others?
No, I'm good for her, so I'm going to move on to... I think I'd rather talk about the hacker next.
I was about to say, do we want to go into hacker next?
Let's go to hacker.
I feel like considering Cutthroat, why don't we leave him last for
Yeah,
because
as much as I really like Youngi's performance as hacker, the show kind of, like, gets rid of him for a while.
The show did him dirty, and I hate that.
I will also not lie that I wasn't a huge fan of the Kansai resolution stuff.
Oh my god, that Kansai shit was bull.
I just didn't like it in terms of what a lot was being said in the show politically. And I kind of, as much as Youngi puts a ton into that performance, like, he gives, I think, probably one of the best performances of his career in this show.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of hard to take seriously, him being taken out like a Digimon.
I'm sorry, Jamal.
Like,
God damn
like,
it.
between that and then, like, the souls of the other kids, like, coming to save them.
Whenever you watched it, I'm just like, oh my god,
I
what
just
is
didn't
happening?
really get that stuff. I felt like it was very much a... I don't really like the whole reveal of Kansai just being two supercomputers, really.
Yeah.
I didn't really see how that fit into, like, the class warfare aspect and the authoritarian aspect of this. Like, I was actually hoping that there was nothing in Kansai.
Mm-hmm.
That Kansai was nothing. There was nothing there. It was all a lie, and that they would just find Hacker heartbroken there, or as dark as it sounds, he just killed himself from the depression. Like, there never was a Kansai.
Right.
Like, it was all a thing, and, like, the executioners would be there waiting because the pupils or something were, like, a new breed of executioner that would never die. Like, so that their authoritarianism would always be eternal. And they would be, like, a legion.
That'd be cool if the show was more than 12 episodes.
I mean, yes, but, I mean, for where the show goes, I did it. And, like I said, I think Yugi gives a really good performance. He gives very much outside of Swindler and the actual two children. I like that he definitely sounds the youngest.
Yes.
Out of everybody.
Yeah, that's because he is the youngest, actually.
I mean, yes, is he even younger than Swindler?
He's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that he has, though, is that he is very much more... He might be the youngest person there, but he's definitely got, like, the older soul, I guess.
Yeah,
He's got
Yeah.
the highest
100%.
acumen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% he does.
Yeah, because I remember the Chris DOC stream, they talked about this. They talked about, like, how Hacker, he's basically, like, doing this for, like, I guess recreation, as you would, like you would say.
Doing it for the lulz, just like every teenager on
Yeah.
Twitch.
He treats
but-
every break-in he tries to do, every hacking he does as a game, and he wants
Yeah.
the most exciting game that he of his life. That's always his goal. That's why he does what he does.
So it's kind of like the opposite of what you said about Fujiko Mide in the last section. He's kind of a malicious person, but he's not really a bad person. So he just likes the challenge.
Yeah.
He's not malicious, he's just trying to have fun.
Yep.
And it's also
100%.
it's also kind of weird that this is Yogi, because I'm gonna say this, and I know which headshot you're gonna put up, Steph. Because the one you use, he looks like what I stereotypically would define as a hacker. Like, he sounds weeded out, he has a BDR, like, just going about his life. And then you look at this hacker in the show, I'm like, wait, what?
The hacker in this show looks like he lives off of fucking Monster Energy.
Yeah, basically. But seriously, if you ever heard how Yogi sounds in the streams, it's like, you couldn't believe that this is exactly the same person, you know? But Yogi's very good at handling Hacker's true nature, basically. Especially when he gets really excited towards the end.
Yes. I was exactly about to go into that, actually.
Oh, good
no.
God! Delete.
Motherfucker, what did
Now
you do?
you delete that part.
Put it in the episode, damn it!
Fuck. For reference, the statements about...
Give me 20 minutes, I'll be done.
Give me 20 minutes, I'll be done. This is the end result of that bit. Oh, Lord. Anyway, back to Hacker. Alright. More on Youngie. Let's talk more about Youngie. Yes, so...
Oh, please tell me I'm saying his name right. I am so sorry if I'm not.
It's Yogi.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I've watched enough streams to hear him pronounce his name.
But anyway, whenever
I am
Hacker gets...
absolutely ass at pronouncing everybody's name.
Oh, you and me both. Whenever Hacker gets so excited, though.
Yeah, man. It's like...
Like, the first time we really see him get excited is on the Shinkansen. because he's being asked to get through those doors to try and get to that first car so they can get to whatever it is that the Black Cat is looking for. In this case, being brother and sister. And, like, you hear the arguing of fucking Swindler, Hoodlum, with a little side snark of Cutthroat and a little bit of Black Cat. And he's just trying to, like, do these calculations and figure all this shit out, and then he just starts, giggling a little bit. And he goes full-blown laughter, and he's like, this is such a fun challenge!
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I love it. And then, while the Kansai stuff is bullshit, we do at least get to see Hacker have fun once again during the whole Digimon digital monsters.
I love the ending of Digimon Adventure 2.
Or he's also having fun with the challenge. It's a fun, and I think it's an understated character, and it's a shame that the show does him dirty. I think Hacker's the one that's done dirty the most.
Yeah.
Because he disappears after, like, a few episodes, and then he comes back only as, like, a digital version just to fucking have a swan song moment, to which Youngie did fantastic with that swan song moment. I'm not dissing that. That was fantastic. It's just, I don't like how the character got written like that. Because Hacker's fun.
Yeah,
What else we got?
At least he got to go out in... They didn't take him out like a Digimon. He got to play in a game of R-Type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, at least he didn't go out being killed. He just went out my way.
Motherfucker.
I was gonna say, like, some of the Akudama, he died doing what he loved best.
Hacking.
Yeah, basically.
Getting hacked.
Yeah.
Hacksaurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went out playing his favorite game of Gradius. How many old school gamers
He
gonna
went
get
out like
that
a
one?
real man taking down the blockchain.
I was gonna say, is that airplane? But something just went over my head.
He went out like a real man taking down the blockchain.
It's like, mint this, motherfucker.
Bitch. Anyway.
Also, yes, I sent the picture of the Hoodlum, the Simba Mufasa Photoshop to Andrew, and I like the back was, oh my god.
He lives in you.
He lives in me.
No, technically, at that moment, the music is da na 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 na. I can actually tell you what part of the Lion King you're in the movie just by the orchestral score. If you think I'm fucking with you, I'll do it with you in person.
I mean, I have the CD from the Broadway show, and it's pretty much all the same, so we'll have fun
It's
with
not, actually. The Broadway show score is...
I said pretty much. I didn't say 100%.
There's added... I'm not talking about, like, the Can You Feel the Love Tonight stuff. No, I mean, like, the fucking Hans Zimmer music.
Cool. Anyway.
To which... By the way, DC fans, your music is just a shittier version of the Lion King soundtrack.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry. I had to get that out of my soul.
I had to get out of my soul. Hardy, I don't think we had much from you for Hacker, I don't think.
I think he's good, considering how little screen time he really gets. I have to agree that the show kind of does him dirty by taking him out at episode 4 and not bringing him back until episode 11. No, it's episode 5 that he leaves. Anyways.
It's somewhere. It's right before the halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he leaves, like, just before the halfway.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'd love to give him more of my opinions on his performance, but it's just not much of it. And so I really can only say that he did well in the scenes that he was in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other thoughts on Hacker before we go to, oh boy. Are there any other thoughts on, Youngie as Hacker?
Youngie did good. Sounds similar to some people I know, but he did very good. Let's just bite
So,
I think rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's ask the eternal question. There's a question I want to ask about this one. I think somebody pointed out once. Is Matt Shipman okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
That was my
In the
horrible
Roses
Lilac
Red.
impression.
In the
but-
rose is red. Okay, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck even is Matt Shipman as Cutthroat, guys?
Do you think Cutthroat's favorite movie is Turning Red?
Oh, good God. I think this casting kind of has layers and layers to it. It's a good thing you put this section together.
It's just okay. So, speaking of fucking usual typecasting horseshit, Matt Shipman. Matt Shipman does not play psychopathic serial killers. He plays good science boy Chrome. He plays Kazuya Kujo and Ghostic. He's fucking
Don't you dare say the words Floch is a good boy. I will fly up there and
No,
fight
I'm not
you.
saying Floch is a good boy. Floch is a dick. Floch is a goddamn dick.
Floch deserved what he got, just saying.
I haven't watched the new season, don't tell me anything. But Floch is like maybe right underneath Cutthroat a little bit in terms of the psychopathic scale. But like, okay. What even is this? Like, oh my god. I'm not saying this as if it's a bad thing. Cause fuck, I love it. I want more of it.
Like I said, this casting kind of has layers to it. So
Like an onion.
Like an onion. Like, what's the best... Okay, so what's the best way to describe Cutthroat's character, aside from the psychopath angle? I think that...
Oh god, I love that episode, The Shining.
Your favorite
That is probably
episode.
That is actually my favorite episode
Shipman.
That's actually my favorite episode of the show, and I think it's some of the best work in Matt Shipman's career.
Oh my god, bro.
Funny fact about that episode in particular is that when they were recording it, Brittany actually turned the lights on his booth to red. So it was sort of method acting.
Get him in the zone. Method acting in the good way, or please tell me it's method acting in the good way and not in the fucking Jared Leto way.
Not
This
that
is voice
far,
acting. No, this is voice acting.
No.
I mean, you could still method act as a voice actor, let's be real.
Which is why I say that, because one of the things in Among Us, Matt's character is always red. But wait, it gets even funnier. Can I tell an anecdote real quick?
Sure.
So there was a match one night, and Matt and Cliff were the imposters, and Yogi. Oh no, it was Yogi and Cliff, and for some fucking reason, Cliff decided to name his character Matt, and there were two Matts, and Yogi killed in front of Cliff, thinking that it was his imposter partner, and Cliff reported him. Cliff was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Yogi kill somebody," and Yogi was like, "Wait, you're not Matt?" I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So that's why
That's amazing.
That's why I says this casting kind of has layers, because Matt pretty much, I guess if Among Us was personified, Cutthroat would kind of be it if you think about it.
Oh my god, that's great. Lord, okay. Now that I've calmed down a touch, as you could probably expect from my early reaction, I didn't expect this from Matt. Because, so Cutthroat starts out as just kind of this, like, little bit of, like, a giddy, like, crazy. It's like, oh, he's like, ooh, I want to be close to Swindler. Ooh, look at the red.
And Swindler's like, you get the fuck away from me.
I love
He's like,
marshmallows
"It's so
because they look so
pretty."
good with blood on them.
Oh my god.
Swindler would... Okay, Cutthroat would think marshmallows are cute. I will not be providing an explanation on that statement.
No, but it's like, it's such a giddy, like, it's a giddy child, but also with a crazy mentality. Like, that's just Cutthroat. And sometimes when he's challenged, or if something that he really likes or wants is threatened, he does go to bat for it, and has, like, the most subtle subtle, like, wide-eyed head tilt moments where it's like, don't you touch my precious thing. And it's just like, okay. And then we get to the episode called The Shining, episode 9, and it all fucking culminates with, it all comes together, where he's just like, your red has grown so big, can I kill you? And then it's just like, as Megan has aptly described it in the W Awards episode, the best awful faces in existence.
I love them. Their faces are so ugly in that episode. It's fan-fucking-tastic.
It's just like, no, at that moment it's like Matt goes full psychotic, and it's like, you just, like, by the time you're done with the episode, it's just like, you sit there, you lean back in your seat, hands crossed along your chest, or your lap, and you're like, fuck, I can't sleep tonight.
Oh, I slept damn well that night. I was like, this is awesome.
Oh no, I did too, but it's one of those moments where it's like, shit.
Yeah, no, that episode was great because I actually felt like either one of them was gonna actually bite it.
No, yeah, like the stakes were really high on that episode. And,
oh man, I just love shit like that, but like, man, Matt, are you sure you're okay?
Matt, I hope you had a nice long nap. Matt needs a nap. Holy shit.
I don't think Matt needs a nap. I just think that, like, Matt's a really talented guy, and we know that he's laid it all on the line before.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the story of him. Didn't he start, like, coughing blood during, what was it,
Dr. Stone?
No, it wasn't Dr. Stone.
Was it Frank's?
Darling in the Franxx. Yeah, that show. That show. I refuse to elaborate.
I don't remember that story.
I refuse to elaborate any more of my feelings on that show.
Oh lordy. Anyway.
I think the thing that I like about his Cutthroat is that, like, it is legitimately the equivalency of watching a murder chihuahua.
Wait, a murder chihuahua?
Yeah, a murder chihuahua.
Oh, so Cujo.
Yes.
Motherfucker, Jamal! I hate it. I hate it.
No, okay, no. Not a murder chihuahua.
I hate it.
He's too pretty to be a murder chihuahua. He's a murder Pomeranian.
Y'all missed the joke that he made, didn't you?
I don't read Stephen King novels.
I haven't watched. I refuse to watch horror, so I just know about Cujo. I thought that's what she was going with.
Oh no, I was just comparing him to, like, you know, a chihuahua because they're awful tiny garbage dogs.
Oh, so you didn't purposefully made a joke at the fact that the character he voices in Ghostic is named Cujo.
Oh no, God no. God, I wasn't even thinking. Look, I haven't watched the Italian Gothic to even think about that, to be honest.
I mean, I have the character credit. I have actor
confused.
credits in front of me, and I see Cujo. I'm like, motherfucker.
I was like, oh, is he named Cujo because that show's a mystery series and Cujo's a mystery novel?
I don't know. I don't know the context of the name picking for that show.
Anyway, I think that Matt did such a good job making Swindler so creepy. Not Swindler. Cutthroat so creepy. And I think the thing that sells it is because I actually felt threatened.
Yes. Like, it came across as very threatening and, like, terrifying. Like, it came off as threatening, but for me, at the same time, I'm just like, oh no. All I can think about while watching it is just like, no, my science son has gone crazy. No, my precious science son Chrome is crazy. So I'm like, oh no, poor child.
Given the chance, I would believe that Chrome would pull out a Glock if given the chance.
That's assuming Chrome even knows what a Glock is.
Oh man, you never know.
Senku just has to explain what a Glock is.
It's true. He just needs to learn. Oh no, this is probably one of my favorite performances in the entire show. I won't even lie, because it's that crazy.
I don't think it's my favorite, but it's a lot of fun.
It's one of my favorites. It's up there. What do we got? What are some other thoughts? What we got here for Cutthroat? Hardy, Megan, I don't know. What we got?
Oh, I've already gone, so.
Well, what other thoughts?
I I just was really impressed by his devotion to the role. Cutthroat is a very demented kind of character, and in order to get into that mindset, if you're going to get into that mindset, it's kind of can be dangerous because we've seen unfortunate situations, sort of like with Heath Ledger. He let the role get to him, and didn't turn out so great. So
Jared fucking Leto.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah, I think as long as it didn't take much of an emotional toll on him, I think it's one of the best performances in the entire show. You just you do have to, if you're going to go into method acting like that, you really do need to take care of yourself and your mental well-being. And I do not think that Cutthroat is very cartoony, but at the same time, he's also very, very dark. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
I think that's just a compliment to Britney's directing that she never let it get that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, obviously, besides the fact that is also, her husband.
Right.
Or their husband, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think he did a really, really fantastic job. I do hope that he's okay.
I hope Brittany pulled him out of the booth and just like, okay, go take a nap. Please go nap now. Have some chocolate, some sweets. Go nap.
Brittany knows.
Go cuddle with Raven.
Brittany understands the mental well-being of all her actors, so she knows when to pull back. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing that I have to say that's a compliment for any director is if they know how to pull their actor out of something or just give them the heads up that there's something very triggering that they're going to work on.
Yes.
And, like, a bunch of people say, like, oh, why is that a sign of good directing? It's you respect the people you work with enough to know that they can handle it. And I think that's why I genuinely don't understand why people use, like, trigger or trigger warning as a way to, like...
Insult people?
Insult people. It's, like, it's a respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the thing is, too, is, like, if I was an actor and I wasn't warned that I was doing a very brutal or something that could be mentally or emotionally taxing, especially when you're dealing with an original anime, like, I would be really upset.
Yeah.
Like, and be like, I don't want to work with this director again because I don't think they have my well-being in mind.
No, yeah. It comes down to a whole respect thing and just caring for your actors at the end of the day.
I'm also making another terrible Photoshop. You'll see it.
Oh God!
God
like
damn
it's fine to push your actors to get the best out of them, but at the same time, directors do need to keep their well-being in mind. So, like, if all of a sudden something is happening, like if they're uncomfortable or if they're going too far where it's like really, really hurting them, that's the best time to just like, okay, you need to sit down, sit down. But no, 100%. Okay, before we move on to our last two, are there any other thoughts about this wonderful group of characters? I'm just gonna say in general, and I think I said this early on as well, this is a big ensemble piece, and it's just fantastic how they all work together.
Exactly. Again, that's a testament to the casting, because if you ever see that British Jackbox streams, they all have a very good... That's one thing I love about watching their streams. They have a very good dynamic, very good friendship together, and that really kind of shows in this show. They know how to respect each other, how to get the best out of each other. Because if you didn't have that, this show would not have got as far as it did. Also, we kind of overlooked it, but automatically Brittany's character had big step on me energy, so...
Oh yeah, we overlooked that.
God damn it, Jamal!
I'll be that.
He's not wrong though.
Except I would.
She does step on people and kick them too.
Well, she did step on Hoodlum, literally.
Oh lordy. Any other thoughts on this group of characters before we get to our last two?
Hubspin.
I'm good. I'm ready to go forward.
Okay. Our last two. So all right. I would say that these two are essentially the main protagonists of the show. You could argue one more so than the other, but realistically, I would say they're the two main ones. And they're the ones, aside from brother and sister, who outlive the rest. So, we have originally named The Ordinary Girl, who is our main protagonist.
Ordinary person, specifically.
Ordinary person, thank you. Ordinary person who just lives day to day, mundane life in the city. Works, lives, eats, that's it. Wash, rinse, repeat. But then she, under weird circumstances, she ends up arrested. All because of
as one does.
As one does. All because of a 500 yen coin.
Because some old lady was a bitch and didn't take credit.
Yeah. And she...
Good old Erica Schroeder.
When she was being processed, the name of Swindler came up. And she kind of eventually gets dragged into the mess that is, kicking the shit out of Kansai, taking over the Shinkansen.
Good God!
Motherfucker, no! Just timing.
I can't eat.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my god. You have the correct face for this too. Oh my god!
The Photoshop isn't good, but I'm having a good time.
Oh my god, and the other fucking cutthroats in the back. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Oh no. Anyway. So our ordinary person gets dragged into this mess after Brawler and the other Akudama are trying to raid the police station in order to free Cutthroat from his execution. And then she gets dragged in, and she calls herself Swindler just so she doesn't get her ass killed. But eventually along the way, she ends up becoming an actual Akudama herself. And then we have Courier. Courier is the reason why Swindler's in this position. Because that 500 yen coin that she magically came in possession with, and she would not use it to pay for a takoyaki, was originally his. And she has made it her mission to try and return it to him. Courier, as the name suggests, he's an Akudama who tends to just deliver things for people. He takes on jobs to deliver things. 9 times out of 10, it's usually like weapons or objects or
bombs.
In his introduction, a bomb. And no job is too tough for him. And he's a smooth talking, lone wolf kind of character. So, playing these two. As Courier, we have Jonah Scott, who has voiced characters such as Sniper Mask in High Rise Invasion, Joe in Skate the Infinity, and, of course, Legoshi in Beastars. And as our ordinary person / Swindler, we'll probably refer to her as Swindler for the rest of this segment, Macy Ann Johnson, who has voiced characters such as I Can Talk, Hardcore Alice in Magical Girl Raising Project, Rumiko Chie in Higurashi Go and Sotsu, and Chiyuki Fujito in Smile Down the Runway. I feel like this section we should probably maybe start with Courier and save Swindler for last. How does that sound?
Yeah,
Serves her right.
I can't believe they let that furry Legoshi get a driver's license.
Motherfucker. Okay, so Jonah Scott is Courier. Where do we want to start with this? Because Courier gives me very film noir vibes, if that makes sense.
Well, Jonah Scott has certainly played his fair share of suave criminals. Sort of, as you brought up, Sniper Mask, and more recently, he's, what's his name from House Husband? Was it Tetsu?
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched
don't
that
even
yet,
remind me.
still.
No offense, I'm about to be very mean. I thought the dub of House Husband was fucking awful.
I haven't watched it.
I wasted 30 minutes of my life doing so.
And most recently, he was Johnny Bolt in Super Crooks, too.
Oh, I saw a photo shoot for that. That was very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, he's sort of got this niche for these deep-voiced, suave criminal types. Yeah. And Courier is no exception. Courier is mostly quiet most of the time. He's very no-nonsense, by the book, just wants to get his job done. But, and he also has his favorite catchphrase of calling everyone a shithead.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't think that Jonah really reinvented the wheel, so to say, with this performance, but it's just he's proving that this is a type of performance that he's good at and can do it well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I'm with Hardy. I'm with Hardy in a lot of this. It's very much this is a very Jonas Scott performance. It's I think among the Akudama, I think it stands out the least because it is just so what I'm accustomed to. Which isn't bad because I think Jonah's a phenomenal actor and he's had very few misses in his career. But if I had to talk about a performance I like from Jonah a lot more last year, it's definitely Joe from Escape the Infinity, for unbiased reasons.
Yeah, okay.
Because you like them big fat tits.
Yeah.
I like the pause. Yeah.
Don't call me out like this, God. Even then, Joe is just like the best character in that show. Like him and his husband him and his husband Cherry are in a loving relationship with their son Mia.
Yes.
What do you mean Mia has real parents? No, they're not. Pushes them, sends them overseas on a business trip.
The equivalent of sending them up to the farm. They're overseas.
Oh no, I'm just straight up talking about murdering Mia's parents and burying them in the backyard.
Oh my god.
But that's Cutthroat's job. Oh man, Recky's hair is red too. Did you ever think about that?
Oh,
anyway.
man.
Don't put Recky and Cutthroat in a room together, that's all I'm saying.
Oh man, who would fuck up Recky harder, Adam or Cutthroat?
Yes.
No, you think about it, in that question, you would think that the obvious answer is Cutthroat. However, Adam has the power of politics on his side. And he has been able to show that Adam can jump off a skateboard, nearly kill Cherry, and get back on it like nothing happened, and that thing has horns on it. Therefore, I think that Adam would actually fuck up Recky harder than Cutthroat, and if you death battled them, Adam would wipe the floor with Cutthroat.
Oh, Marissa.
The only thing I'll say about Adam is he kind of reminds me of the Digimon Emperor for some reason.
Why in the fuck am I so focused on this? Like I'm solving like a fucking physics equation. Anyway,
Anyway, back to Courier.
Yeah, I think that the thing is that it's a very also understated performance because of how low-key Jonah has to play Courier.
Yeah.
Because Courier is just so low-key himself until the very end. Like, I think, though, he has the second best death in the show. So.
Yes! I love it. It's like this badass moment where his bike is basically destroyed, and the railgun on his bike is like half destroyed. And one of the characteristics for Courier is he has a metal arm because childhood trauma, boys and girls. And he uses that as the other half of the railgun to fire a shot at a flying spacecraft that is hunting brother and sister as they're running away. And then
I guess you could say that was his only railgun.
Oh my god.
My railgun can end these.
Even Mario's cringing at you right now.
And
Mario can't touch me. He doesn't live in America.
And mind you, at this, not too long before this, Courier got shot by one of the executioners and is bleeding to death. So we already know he's fucked. And also, by the end of that, he says his catchphrase, "perfect shot." And we finally see him die with a smile on his face. An actual godforsaken smile on his face. Because he does not smile the entire fucking time. I don't know what it is with me and my preference for some different types of characters. Courier is actually my favorite character in the show. Like, I think it's that whole film noir, like, kind of understated vibes that I really, really enjoyed. And, I mean, granted, Jonah has played these characters already, and they might be a dime a dozen, but he still does it very, very well. It has that suave loner wolf kind of energy to him. And just some of his interactions with the other characters is just great he has great chemistry with the other characters, particularly Macy Ann Johnson, though, as Swindler.
Yeah.
Because the two of them have, like, had this weird connection since the start of the show. And, oddly enough, the only person who catches on that Swindler's actually not an Akudama is Courier.
Yeah.
And he's known the entire time.
And he just doesn't say shit.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking care. But he by the end of it, he kind of understands where Swindler is coming from and what she's trying to do. And now that she's accepted where she's going with her life and how determined she is to make sure brother and sister get away and are not a part of the Kansai bullshit, Courier's just like, okay, alright. he ends up being more into, like, part of the whole plan and everything, especially after when it's just him, Swindler, and the kids. To which I will admit I'm very sad. I know, considering this is the creative team behind Danganronpa, that nobody's fucking safe. I'll admit I was sad. I was hoping all four of them would run off into the sunset together. I won't
Yeah.
lie. Because it would have been a great ending. But hey, nobody's safe in that show. It's fine. We established this very quickly with Brawler especially.
Yeah.
What else we got for thoughts, boys and girls?
Well, with Courier, to me, he didn't strike me as low-key. Like, even though this was my first real exposure to Jonah outside the streams.
Okay.
Outside the streams, because I didn't watch B-Stars. I didn't watch a lot of the stuff he was in, mostly because it was Netflix and stuff. I was a little lazy.
Gotcha.
I did like how he portrayed this character. Like, yeah, he's just like pretty much a silent badass, I guess, because he just keeps to himself. And then you kind of get into his backstory about like how long he's been in the game doing this. To which, shout out to Coco Mika for playing young Courier.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you see Brittany's Jackbox streams, you'll know who she is. So, not gonna emphasize any further on that, but I really liked his aspect, his nature. I kind of have to slightly disagree on the connection thing, because there was one other person who realized that connection, and it was the reason they managed to escape that brainwashing situation, if you think about it. And I mean Hacker, of course. As the Digimon. He said,
You right.
yeah.
You right, because Hacker had to dig into their memories to figure out some way to kind of pull them back out of that. You right. But we don't know if Hacker realizes that Swindler is actually not an Akudama. That's never clearly stated.
I think maybe because of that, because there was that whole scene where everything started, because we'll elaborate more on that when we talk about Swindler, but
the assumption is that Swindler has flown under the radar this entire time before the Akudama even knew who she was, and Hacker doesn't know shit because she's not even in his system.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
I can kind of understand. I mean, she didn't break
We're arguing semantics at this point.
Yeah, she didn't break kayfabe, whoever she is. But yeah, I think Curry did a very good job. I really want to go out to Swindler next. Anybody else got any thoughts on the Courier?
Hardy, I don't know if you did.
I already said mine.
Oh, I'm forgetting things. It's fucking 11:30. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I got work tomorrow on a Sunday. Woo! I'll say this: Courier ended up being my favorite character, and actually Jonah's performance ended up being my favorite of the show. Call it what you will. Maybe I have a fucking character type or performance type I'm into. I don't fucking know, but I really, really loved it. Honestly, it was definitely my favorite. I don't know how anybody else feels, but it's fine.
I mean, my favorite performance in the show is literally like one of the executioner boss.
No, yeah, Veronica Taylor for the win. All right. If there's nothing else to talk about with Courier, let's swap on over to Swindler and Macy Ann.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Macy Ann Johnson goes through she goes through a lot of hoops. She's in the goddamn Olympics in this show. Like, holy shit, Macy. Because you have Macy at the start, normal, unassuming, just ordinary person, as the character is referred to as. And then the more involved she is with the Akudama and the more she gets involved, especially with brother and sister, the more Akudama-like she ends up becoming. And she's an interesting lens for a viewer perspective to actually, like, see the Akudama for what it is and for who they are, but to also see society as for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Using her as the viewer's, like, perspective and the lens is very interesting because of the Swindler's perspective, you see how corrupt and fucking awful the society actually is. And it's just, like, she inadvertently causes an uproar through simple messages in the last third of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, she unintentionally has the highest body count of all of them.
Oh yeah, unintentionally, without meaning to. Like,
I mean, it might be unintentional, but the thing is that, like, she, like, starts mass riots.
Yeah.
And gets, like, a lot of people unintentionally killed.
No, yeah, she didn't expect it to get that nutty. But yeah, here we are. Whoops! But no, like, by the end of it, because there's definitely a turning point, I think, in Macy's performance, and it's when, and you can tell me if I'm maybe off base, it's when it's just her and sister, and,
oh god, that scene is so fucking hard to watch.
Oh, it was. And the two of them, they were trying to find a place to hide. And at first they try going back into the city because, hey, I'm fine. It's all good. They're just trying to they try to buy some food. They're going to go potentially hide out at Swindler's place. But Swindler's now in Super S rank Akudama when she originally wasn't an Akudama at all. So that puts a wrench in their plans. So they run off and they end up finding this old abandoned, like, lookout workstation thing in, like, a dump or something. And they fill their bellies with some canned food, they change, they bathe, all this fun stuff. But it's the encounter with the three guys that end up showing up.
Yeah.
The human traffickers.
The human traffickers. That is where, for Swindler, and I think especially for Macy's performance, that's where, like, you really see probably the darkest point in Swindler's life, where she is threatened. We have sister that's threatened. They're potentially going to be sold off to human traffickers, and she ends up killing two people in the process.
Yeah, metal as hell.
Can I make a curse joke real quick?
Oh god, alright.
Remember how the Buggle and Alchemist episode you said you wanted to see Jake packing more things? Well, guess who gets stabbed in the eye in that episode?
Oh, fuck off, Jamal.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. After that episode, I never looked the same way at a can of Chef Boyardee ever again.
He says after
After I ate 10 cans
of he ate like 10 cans for that one bit.
Beefy.
No, but man, like, Macy's performance of the whole thing just really shows how much of an up-and-coming actor she really was.
No, yeah.
Like, how much she has really earned a lot of...
Oh, yeah.
Like...
100%.
Like, getting to play a character like, Swindler, I almost forgot her name, really shows the testament to how much she's grown, because I think Swindler is, without a doubt, one of the most complicated protagonists of the last couple of years, being that one of the things I usually don't like in shows is calling people by titles.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that shit. Like, I get it, Goblin Slayer, you don't want to make up names. But I think that for a show that is as political as this, having the characters be put down to what they are in this system as to oppose as their real names really works. And just her... I think Macy and Swindler's final stand
Yes.
is genuinely a really brilliant move on her acting part, because I want to say it's Karbowski who kills her.
No, it's
It's
Kristen.
McGuire.
Right, it's Kristen McGuire. Where she has to play that "please help me, I'm injured" type of thing, like a fawning deer, and then she just gets mercilessly capped.
Oh yeah.
And just the delivery of "serves you right" is so...
Chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 It's so good.
Yeah, that whole scene and all the symbolism with the big giant iron cross shaped in
Oh
behind.
my god,
Oh,
yeah.
It's like symbolism.
No, And then it's like, oh yeah, and then the biggest fuck you to the executioners was Hacker's last little gift of being able to broadcast
live
shit.
on TV.
Mm-hmm. Live on TV,
video.
broadcasting Swindler's death, and and again, as Megan has stated, like being the little fawn injured fawn, like I'm injured. I'm just an ordinary person. It's the words "ordinary person" that set off a brand new fucking riot and an uproar against the executioners, because executioners are killing ordinary people.
And then you have little tiny baby Emily Nees going, "What did my parents do?"
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's... Macy as Swindler is a tour de force in this show.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of helps because one thing I realized with this, most times we talk about like actors play certain characters and like they're like a touch too old, a touch younger. I think part of what works with Macy and Swindler is that they're about the same age, so they not only share the youthful curiosity, but their words have powerful meanings as well. So having to convey that through a character like this really shines through for Macy. It also kind of helps that some of the previous characters I know her for, she kind of gets, let's just say, Sean Bean in those shows. So,
Sean Bean?
yeah, Sean Bean.
Oh, Sean Bean always dies first!
Yeah. But, so I knew it, I guess, from the moment I saw she was going to play this character, I kind of figured she was going to die at some point, but I'm just glad it was like at the very end, though, where it really had some meaning to it. Because if she had been before the show was over, that would be it for me, man.
Listen, you can't get rid of Swindler that easily. She swindles your way out of everything.
Yeah, I'm just glad like she stuck with her guns to the very end. Like especially as you were saying, even flipping that switch, like where she just cut her hair, like becomes a new person, which it's always symbolic when somebody cuts their hair and vows to change their ways. It's always intriguing.
Yeah, again, as essentially the audience surrogate or the audience point of view, it's a very strong thing, because her death, it takes on a very big meaning, because as the viewpoint for the audience or the viewer, it gives her final words, "serves you right," a brand new meaning when you think about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that that's actually a callback to her big hero speech in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Where she's trying to save the kid. She's jumping up, trying to get into Kanzai, and she has this big speech, and she goes, "Yes, such and such serves her right." And and so, yeah, then at the very end, her last words are a callback to her big speech from episode 11. As far as my opinions are concerned, the dubbies are already out by now. So, and I think I gave her best dramatic performance in a lead. And going back to what I said back then, the way that she's able to take this very basic character and evolve over the period of the show, and take her voice on that same journey from this very sheepish, relatively mild-mannered, ordinary person, all the way evolving into the super S-class Akudama that is Swindler. It was an absolute tour de force for me, and I haven't really listened to a lot of things that Macy has been in so far. I didn't watch Smiling Down the Runway. I heard it was really good, but this was her. So this was her big introduction for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but ever since it, because I'm kind of obsessed with the show. I've watched it all the way through 3 times already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a good show.
yeah. One thing that I can say is that after watching it, with a lot of new actors, I kind of have a hard time picking them out just from their voices.
Yeah.
I can definitely pick out Macy Ann Johnson from this point on, because I heard her in Sabikui Bisco, and I heard her in the Restaurant to Another World season 2, and I'm like, that's Macy, definitely.
Yep.
Because this is just a phenomenal performance, and I can't say anything. I can't say anything more about it. It's just it serves her right.
All right. Do we have any other thoughts on Macy or even Jonah before we head into final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
They did very well. Basically, treat yourself, girl.
All right. At this point, our mad heist is almost complete, so we need to go into some final thoughts on the English dub of Akudama Drive. Who would like to go first? Okay, Megan, go first.
Yeah, I was the person who watched this last of all things.
Whoops.
Hi! I was the person who watched this last. I waited until my Blu-ray came in, and then I watched it. I blind bought the limited edition of this show, by the way.
Oh boy.
To which, money well spent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, this is a fantastic ensemble cast. It was very well written, very well directed. It handled a lot of very messy characters, and put together a crew that is very much an inseparable chain. While I didn't have it in my top 2 for the dubbies, this was, honest to God, in the top 5. Obviously, I have to say this every year, I do exclude Fruits Basket, because if I included Fruits Basket, I'd literally have just that every year. Yeah, no, if I had to put together, 5 crews that I thought that were eligible in the last year's W's that would have gotten ensemble, obviously 86 and Sunny Boy were my 2 big ones. Kageki Shoujo was in there. It was Akudama. And honestly, for me, even though I know people would see it as a sequel, it was fucking Case Files. Fucking Case Files ruled. And it made it so... This is one of those dubs that made it so hard to pick last year. Because there were so many good ensembles last year, and there were so many good dubs. And the thing is, too, I think it's actually harder to pick stuff that comes out earlier in the in the eligibility period.
Yeah.
Because this came out fairly early in that, and it was by far a overwhelming favorite among the hosts.
Yeah.
In terms of fan vote submissions. I think almost everybody had Akudama in there. Unless they just genuinely hadn't watched it. Which, if you're wondering why everybody doesn't watch everything, there's 200 eligible shows each year, and I think every single one of us works a full or part-time job.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the podcast.
Or you could have been Steph last year who didn't have a job and had nothing better to do with her life.
We have a job now, so.
I do have a job now, so.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 people that don't have a job right now, but even then, a lot of their time is literally spent looking for a full-time job.
Yeah.
I work 40 hours a week. I work from home right now, but I still work 40 hours a week. But I think the thing I liked the best about this dub was that it felt very timeless. You're gonna be, people are gonna be recommending this dub for years, let alone recommending the show. Honestly, if you haven't watched the dub and you've just watched the show, like, just do it. Oh, you owe it to yourself to come back and watch it in the dub.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, boys. Who wants to go next?
You go first, Jamal.
Alright, so when I first got wind about this show, as most things in life, I was hesitant to watch it until certain scenes popped up that made me interested. So I watched it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. For one, I'm an action movie fan. I mean, Jackie Chan's my favorite martial artist, for God's sakes. But but the funny thing about the show is, yes, it's all a pastiche of movie tropes and stuff, but I think one of the things that really struck me that I realized is, I said earlier in the show that it's a lightning in a bottle. I realized now why it's been kind of a metaphor for the past couple of years, if you will. Wink, wink. So, at the very least, this was kind of a reminder of the trying times and the things we look to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So, that having been said, I enjoyed the hell out of Akudama Drive, and like Megan said, yeah, this is probably be a dub that will be talked about for years to come. I think it's more a time capsule, if anything. And part of what made this very good was the dub, because, like I said, like, this was a very dynamic cast because a lot of these people are friends, and I've seen a lot of these people on the Jackbox streams, except Macy. I've seen her on Jordan Dash's Cruises stream, but that's a different story. The point I'm trying to make is if your casting wasn't up to par, then the dub wouldn't be up to par. And I don't think the show would held up as interesting as it was then as it is now. I mean, hell, this dub was so good, you even got the character designer of the show watching some of this, Cindy Yamauchi, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that they complimented the dub a lot.
Yeah.
Very, like... And if you can get the Japanese interested in your dub, you've done very well for yourself. And that's saying a lot. It's like the old adage goes, actions speak louder than words. So come get yourself in a whole lot of this action.
Hardy, how about your final thoughts on the dub of Akudama Drive?
When the show first came out in October 2020, my description of it was, so Akudama Drive is Blade Runner meets Smokin' Aces meets Suicide Squad meets Ocean's 11, and I am goddamned here for it.
Damn, that's a combination if I ever heard it.
I've seen most of those movies too, so...
I have seen barely any of those movies.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Smokin' Aces sucked.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah, it was just the show that was just so over the top and so just chill, and it had this awesome aesthetic, and there was nothing else quite like it out there, and I just absolutely fell in love with it so much that it's one of the few shows I actually watched all the way through in the Japanese. You know me, I generally just don't do that. But I didn't want it to be spoiled for me this week after week, so I bit the bullet and I watched through. And naturally, I'm like, you know what? They gotta dub this. It's gonna happen. And so I had my own predictions for the dub, but they were very safe. I'm glad that they went outside the box and pulled in talent from all over and didn't just use Dallas exclusively. I think this dub in general is a good example of an adventurous director using casting a non-conventional cast and having the result just come out to as good as it can. Because if a lot of times if you use an experimental casting, sometimes it falls through. Thankfully, we can thank Brittany and her crew for just doing a phenomenal job of handling things, and the end result is just absolutely fantastic. It's my anime dub of 2021, and all I can say is, if you haven't checked it out, let's fucking go.
Okay.
Speaking of going, I gotta go pee. You can talk amongst yourselves.
Timing. All right. So, Akudama Drive as a show is jam-packed full of action, drama, kick-ass moments. Like, it is a roller coaster of a show from start to finish, even with some of the very whacked out sci-fi overused sci-fi tropes, whatever. But it's still a really, really fun show to watch, like from start to finish. And the dub reflects that, like, to a T. It is fun and interesting casting choices. It is some very dynamic and different vocal performances from a group of actors who are typically known for, like, certain character types that they typically voice. So seeing a lot of these actors, especially in the main core of the Akudama, like, get that chance to go outside of the box and have a chance at showing that, hey, I'm not just this typecast, is phenomenal. This is one of, if not the strongest ensemble pieces from last year. Like, it's one of my favorite ensembles. I gave it a W for a reason. With the exception of Matt's Cutthroat, because reasons, I couldn't give a single person an award for a leading performance because this cast is so, like, tight-knit and seamless. It's, again, if you haven't watched the show, I think all of us have said it best, and I'm gonna be repetitive like fucking crazy. Go watch it. Please, do yourself a favor. It is such a fun show to sit down and watch and just be, like, eating popcorn, snacking on popcorn. It's one of those popcorn type movies. It's great. It's phenomenal, and the dub is great. It is fantastic. If you are interested in seeing Akudama Drive for yourself, oh boy, there's a few ways how to watch it.
This is where it gets complicated.
This is where shit gets complicated. Okay, I'm going to say these key words. At the time of this recording. Those are key on this one.
Yep.
At the time of this recording, Akudama Drive is available on Funimation. And they also have released the home video version with the director's cut. It is available both for streaming as well as the home video release. It is also available now, because of the recent merger, on Crunchyroll. However, a couple catches to this. One, it is for premium members only. You cannot see, even the Japanese, you cannot see it for free in the Japanese. Okay? It is for premium subscribers only. Two, the version that is on Crunchyroll is the simulcast version. They do not have the home video materials or the director's cut version. So if you want the director's cut, your only option, it should be on Funimation, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's still there as long as the site's up.
Yep. As long as the site is up, your options for the director's cut are either Funimation streaming-wise or to get it on home video. There are two other ways to watch Akudama Drive at the time of this recording. One is on Hulu. The dub and the Japanese are both available on there. I cannot confirm or deny if it is the simulcast version or the home video version. I have not checked. It is also available on Amazon. However, only the Japanese version is available on Amazon. The English dub is not. Okay? So you have 4 different ways to watch it, technically 5 with the home video release. But if you're looking specifically for the director's cut, your only option is through Funimation, whether it's through their home video release or their streaming. As for us here at Dub Talk, if you like what we do here, hi, we are the Dub Talk podcast. We tend to do new episodes every Friday covering the latest and greatest in English dubs, typically anime, but we also sometimes broaden our horizons. You can find new episodes either on YouTube, subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also hear the audio versions of the podcast on Podbean, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Twitter at Dub Talk Podcast and on Twitch at Dub Talk Podcast, where we stream a variety of games almost every single day, with the exception of Friday. And if you missed any of our streams, we do have our Dub Talk Gaming channel where all of our VODs eventually migrate over there in case you missed something. In terms of what the hell the 4 of us tend to do on a daily basis, we have Megan, who you can follow her on Twitter at QueenEra2. You can also hang out with her either on the Funimation Discord or the Anime Dubs Discord. You can find Hardy on Twitter at Spaceman Hardy, and he is also currently a mod on the Funimation Discord, so you can chill and hang out with him there. As for Jamal, you can follow him at Jamstar529. I wanted to say 1, I'm like, that's not it. At Jamstar529.
Don't do it wrong like I did that one fucking year.
And Jamal does other things. I forget. I don't remember if you have any other little projects you were working on, or I don't know. Some people have projects that I forget.
I have a project I haven't even started yet. I need to get out of that. But don't forget, I also help you edit too.
I know. He among like half of the crew or edit video episodes too. And then my name is Stephanie. I'm sometimes also known as Lilac. You can follow me on Twitter at Lilac Anime Review, with review being spelled REVUE. I have a blog, lifeandtimesoftaku.wordpress.com, that is very much gathering dust and I need to do shit with. But in terms of Twitch streams, if you're interested in hanging out with either myself or Megan, who we both do streams sometimes, I've been typically doing...
I'm coming back, baby!
I've typically been doing streams on Sundays, in the afternoons, currently... starting at 1 p.m, currently playing Animal Crossing, and I just recently started explaining my obsession of Pokemon Legends Arceus. And then I also stream Sunday evenings along with Andrew. We recently finished Aida Somnium Files after fucking 3-4 months at the time of this recording, and we need to decide on our next game. I know that we're going to play Untitled Goose Game, but we need to figure out what we're going to do after that. As for Megan, she currently streams on Wednesdays, typically, at 8 p.m, where she's been playing
We're still going through the fucking Blue Lions route.
We're still in the worst timeline, aka that month that everyone fucking hates.
We're at the end of it, actually. So.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, as of the time of this recording, I think we're, like, at that battle, and then we have to deal with the We're almost at the time skip. Let's go with that.
Okay, good. So we're almost done with the worst month of the game. Good. Is there anything else? Oh, no! Fuck! I'm an idiot! Holy
Patreon.
shit! Yup. I am blanking. It has been a minute since I hosted an episode, clearly. If you want to support Dub Talk in a completely different capacity, we have two ways to do so. We have our wonderful, wonderful little Ko-fi account, Dub Talk Podcast, if you want to give little one-time donations and stuff, as I stall and I get over to the patrons. Or if you wanted to be more of a presence and help us out in a greater capacity, you can join our Patreon, where you get fun little rewards and things such as early access to episodes, clips, fun little Patreon episode selections, things like that. And of course, that means we have to thank our wonderful patrons. We have our $5 tier with Michelle Travis, Nico Robinbo with Yowie Hands, and Victor Mayborda. And then our $10 tier with Anthony Brown, Carly Lesticow, Crimson Echidna, Jacob Wilson, Jared Hawkins, Julia W., Marissa Lenti, and Otaku Anthony. I apologize, I almost forgot. It's been a minute, but y'all are wonderful. We thank you very much. But anyway, now I'm going to ask this again. Is there anything else before we wrap for the night? Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I could really go for some takoyaki right now.
I'll
Could you spot me 500 yen?
Yeah. I'll give a damn.
He lives in you. He lives in
Don't test me, don't test me.
Hoodlum watches, Brawler watches over.
Still don't walk
Everything
at the
we
universe.
Why?
It's Kiss Me.
Oh,
It's Kiss Me, not Test Me.
Yeah, it's Kiss Me, oh Kiss
kiss
Me.
me, kiss me, oh kiss why? Kiss me, oh kiss
Oh,
me.
Lord.
Still the world get the universe.
Get the universe. That's gonna be my head now. It's
We're
a
closer
banger.
than the
Yeah.
average
Again, this is a
man in
banger.
life. That's why
Look,
we
as
have
long as you
matching
replaces the
bracelets saying,
backyard kids, I'm okay
"Homecoming
with it.
brawler." You know I'll stick by you for the rest of my life. You're the only other man who's ever been inside of me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He was just putting in my stitches. There's no need to clarify.
God damn it.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Just let it grow out and more.
Megan's
each
gone into
day.
parody song mode. I think that's the time for us
It's like
to
I've
fucking go.
married my best friend. but
So
in a
Hardy,
totally
you want some
bad
takoyaki,
way.
right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay,
It's
alright boys, why don't we go
go.
get some takoyaki
Don't
and we'll let Megan have her
compromise
little
the
jam fest here.
feelings
So,
of
thank you
some
guys for hanging out with
other
us.
guy
We love you all.
holding up
Until next
the
time,
heart
talk on, my
into
friends.
the
Keep it manly.
sky.
Keep it real.
I'll be there to carry through all the lows. I'll be there to share the highs. It's God love between two guys. Good night, everybody.